Right, stream should have started by now. Hello, everyone. I'm starting Necrobarista today. I might have a couple friends join me along, as we play, but for now, I am playing alone. In all honesty, I probably shouldn't be starting all these games, but it's good to have variety so that I can just play what I want to play and maybe finish some games. But there are games that I play I usually wait for everyone to be available, so I do want to play a couple games on my own just so that I don't have to so that I have something to stream if not everyone's available. And Necrobarista will be one of those games. I have a couple of other games planned for later as well. So, okay. This is completely blind, by the way. I have no clue what this game is about. I just saw it while scrolling through Steam a couple of months ago, and thought, wow, it looks cool. And it's been on my wishlist ever since, and then they updated it with Final Pour and brought it to Switch, and we're here. Alright, let's go. I have no clue how the audio is, by the way. Hopefully it's not too loud, hopefully it's not too soft. According to OBS, the audio is where I want it to be, but not quite sure. Oh, I'm getting a phone call, I didn't even realize. Do I have to click? Oh, they thought of the faraway grave on the plain. They thought of the comrade who came not again. They lifted their glasses, and sadly they said, oh, we drink to the name of the mate who is dead, Henry Lawson. Cough, cough. It's too bloody damp down here. I know we're underground, but I don't suppose there are any windows we could open. There's a ventilation duct in here somewhere. Maddie, mind opening it up? Get some fresh air circulating. Other end's blocked right now. There's a dumpsters sitting on top of it. You'll have to grin and bear it. Hmm. Ooh. Oh shoot, I don't have hide cursor enabled. Oh! Do I just wait? Is there something I can click? Oh. Can we hurry this up? Calm your farm, old man. You're well aware it takes a while to set up. I don't appreciate your tone. Sorry. At the very least, can we turn some lights on? With all the rubbish you've scattered around the place, I'd like to at least know where I'm putting my feet. Ashley, would you mind? You know, while this is going on, I'm gonna disable my cursor. Hide cursor. There we go. What? Thanks. You're more organized than last time, I see. Ah, practice makes perfect. Hey, Maddie. How much more wire do we need? I think that's enough. Great. Now... Che? What's up, little P? I found you a chair. Ah, thank you. So, this whole thing. Surely it's not legal, yeah? Maddie wasn't clear on that. Yes, the council found it confronting. For good reason, I suppose. Because it utterly upsets the natural order, mate. It's not just bureaucracy. Shush, you. Most rules can be bent after all. Ah. And Maddie has a particular fascination with breaking rules, as I'm sure you've realized. Hey, don't give her all the credit. Bah. Is this related to her gambling for time? Mm-hmm. So, the transfer. Was the same sort of magic we're doing now, yes. Small scale, though. Doing it on a larger scale requires a bit more preparation. The council successfully suppressed all available information about it, though. For good reason! What if something goes wrong? Well, you don't tend to mess it up more than once. Or try again after you fail, for that matter. Stubborn scholars notwithstanding. What do you even call this sort of magic, then? Oh. Question's irrelevant. Because it's banned. Extremely cool? That's what I call it. Well, by definition, it's a conduit ritual. But hey, we're among friends. So we can call it what it really is. Necromancy. Oh, that's the first achievement. Prologue. Oh. From your hazy memories, a certain word calls out to you. You try desperately to remember what it meant. I can click this. Oh, death. This fragment of a memory stays with you. Piece together the past. Remember what transpired, and never forget. You are scattered practice, bureaucracy, fascination, disheveled, messy blunders, detective. Whoa. Oh, I can move! Oh, this isn't what I was expecting. Here? Oh. Press and hold left click to inspect a memory. Whoa. Oh, Maddie's rules. We welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in the order they arrived. Don't ask who's alive. It's rude. If someone wants to tell you, they'll tell you. The dead have 24 hours to spend within the premises before moving on. Strictly enforced. No, we don't have Wi-Fi. Report broken items and other anomalies to staff. We can't clean up your broken glass or spatial rift if we don't know about it. Don't feed the Adilons. They can't eat, and offering them food just reminds them of that cruel fact. That's it. This is cool. Hang on, is there a way I can change the sensitivity? Just put that all the way up real quick. There we go. That's more like it. Wow! I like this. Oh shoot, my laptop's heating up. I'm gonna turn up the fan real quick. Part 1. I like Maddie. She looks cool. The Terminal, Cartland, Victoria. Australia 3058. Oh, 3053. Excerpts from online reviews. Pretty unremarkable coffee. This barista speaks Chinese but exclusively uses it to mock people to their faces. I am very self-conscious about my top hat now. Observed little girl running around cafe with knife, unsupervised. Came down with deep sense of ennui after visiting. Was rudely told to stop being a big dweebus after complaining about burnt taste in coffee. This coffee is some of the best I've ever had. 5 stars. Disclosure, I have no taste buds. The door closes. Huh? Hey. Mate? You right? Ah! You can see me? Oh, clear as day, yeah. What can I get you? I've been walking around for hours. Oh, hours. Or maybe it just felt like hours. It can be hard to judge time when you're wandering around aimlessly. Nobody was talking to me. I don't even know how I got in here. I think you'll find it was via the front door. Huh, okay. Right. Where am I? This, dearly departed, is the terminal. Cortland's finest. Departed? They say our coffee's to die for. So, I don't really know how to go about this. Ask me anything, man. You're not the first disheveled dead guy to drop in, and I'm sure you won't be the last. Oh, this guy has the look of someone who's been through a lot. What does everyone else ask? They generally ask, what does everyone else ask? Ah, shit. And they always say that. And then there's the embarrassed silence. Maddie is normally one to enjoy peace and quiet, but sometimes silences are just awkward. Alright. I get it. You make a habit of bullying everyone who comes through, or just the pitiful ones? It's almost exclusively the latter. I guess that's consistent. I always felt like people saw me as a pitiful guy. Sorry, I was actually just kidding there. Oh. No, you're right. I'm a frickin' sad sack. Boss hated me. Family hated me. Work sucked. Just like everything else about me. Now I'm never even gonna have a chance to make things better for myself. That's it. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Hey, come on. And now I'm sitting in a cafe for dead people falling apart in front of the barista. Mate, pull it together! Number 1 rule, no breakdowns in the cafe, please. I promise, man. You are okay. I know how it is. Are you dead? No, and I don't know if you read the rules outside, but... God, yeah, yes. Can't even get that right. In that case, you'll also have read that you have 24 hours left before you gotta move on to the next place. And I don't think you want to spend them having one big, long, extended panic attack. 24 hours?! Ah, shit. What I'm saying is, everything's okay. Just take some deep breaths. We'll sort this out. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a fuss. Cafe's empty. It's not like I've got anything else going on. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? I'm kind of a burden. You're not, I promise. Shut up, mate. Let me tell you about the building. It's got some cool history. So the first time I came here was about 4 years ago. And that's why you should never, ever serve a martini to a dead biker, even if he specifically asks for one. I really like this so far. Huh. Out of all the possible ways to react to that, that's one I certainly didn't expect. Yeah, no point in seeking eternal vengeance if you're gonna have to leave in a few hours anyway. It kinda strips a bit of meaning, you know? There's no way to tell whether you'll even care once you cross over. But then again, maybe I'm just being a buzzkill about it. Shouldn't go around policing people's reactions to things. I'm, still wrapping my head around all this. Death, that is. Feels weird to say it, doesn't it? Weird. Yeah, that's the word. Say. Wait, no, that's not the right word. So you said most people don't ever find out that how they die before they pass, even if they got murdered or something? Yep. Most people don't die from murder. It's mostly sickness, or old age, or lawnmower accidents. Well, they call them accidents. But really, loads of lawnmowers are possessed by evil spirits. That said... Alright, hold on just a moment. You can't just drop that and move on? Possess the lawnmowers? Seriously? Anything with spinning blades attracts them. Garden equipment, blenders, power saws. Oh. People scoff at the idea of a robot uprising like we haven't spent decades arming our machines with blades. They're a real pain in the arse. Gotta do at least 1 or 2 exorcisms a month on the coffee grinder. That's wild. Oh. Robot buddy? So, I know I'm breaking the rules again, but... how many people here are... dead? Yeah. It's a cafe for dead people. Does that mean it's everyone? Or are some of these people just really into ghost cafes? A little of column A, a little of column B. Plenty of mortals come through. But this is one of the only crossing points in the country, so we get a lot of your type. That's also why the rent is so high. Landlords, the original rent seekers. Because those vampires who own the place know we get a lot of foot traffic. Literal vampires? No. Like, boomers. Landlord class. Ah. Same thing, I guess. So to answer your question, there are 9 customers in here right now. Out of those 9, yourself included, I'd say 4 or 5 of them are just passing through on their way to the next place. How can you tell? Once you've worked here for a while, you got a sort of sixth sense for this kind of thing. Gotcha. Speaking of sixth senses, I've got one for trouble. You have 2 sixth senses? Huh? Oh! Hello there. Hello, Ashley. Oh. Ashley had adopted the cafe staff a couple years back, much in the same way that a puppy adopts its squeaky toy. She was the kind of ferociously smart kid who absorbed information like a sponge, but only used it to cause trouble. Today she was accompanied by the stench of motor oil, and brought with her a look that said, "I'm an invincible genius." Ashley has fancied herself a genius ever since the day that Maddie invited her to become a spunky sidekick. She was mostly right about that one. Alright, I know that look. Spit it out. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Cut the crap, kid. What are you after? I'm busy dealing with a customer. I'm not really needing any attention. Shut up, Kashan. I need an extra pair of hands, and none of my Ashlings are around to help. Don't you have any clamps? We got a bunch for your birthday last month. Oh, aging a year just means you're one year closer to death. An odd thing to celebrate. My thoughts exactly. Anyway. They're all being used for other very important things. They were not. Pretty sure I saw one on a table upstairs. No, I really need a helper. Ashley? I'm busy. Please. I love them already. Hey, I could probably... Oh, please. I could Come on, Ashley. You've gotta let us work. I'm not gonna get anything done down here if I keep having to go upstairs to find the screwdrivers used displaced. Trying to improvise a screwdriver is a good way to end up with stripped screws. Here's the right tool for the job. But... Hey. No dice. Ugh.
What about Jay? He can help me.
What about... He's emptying the dishwasher. Sound familiar? It should, because I told you to do it an hour ago.
Oh.
Huh. It's really no trouble.
Oh.
Why don't I take this guy?
Only thing he's busy with is being dead.
Hey, come on. Ashley, I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm sure he would rather relax than be bossed around. Also, manners! We've talked about this. You gotta be more respectful in front of customers. Please! I'm happy to go upstairs. Really, it's fine. I don't have anything else going on, and I'm super dead. I'm cool with it. I am Kashan, very dead guy, happy to help. You sure? I can just send her back upstairs. Promise. It's fine. I'd just sit around and be a pain otherwise.
Perfect. Come on, peon!
In follower hierarchy, peons are one level below assistant, one level above minion.
We've got work to do.
Oh, Ashley wasn't getting enough attention. But with Maddie's newfound responsibility, some sacrifices had to be made. That meant the kid would just have to occupy herself more often than not. She still felt guilty as hell about it, and... You know, I reckon this place needs more plants. Jesus Christ, Che! You're gonna give me a heart attack, you old bastard! What's on your mind? Head in the clouds, as per usual. Did I look like I was thinking weighty thoughts? Excruciatingly so. What's up? What's going on? Nothing important. Just my resting face. Nope. This one's different. How so? Your facial expression is reminding me of the time you tried to fistfight that cosplayer. Cosplay is short for costume play, and bad things can happen when play suddenly becomes serious business. Oh, I love the little quips. Oh, the samurai? The one who barged in waving his gift store katana around and demanding satisfaction after I refused to put 15 shots in his coffee? Weirdly specific. What's it look like? Looks like you just got threatened with 1,000-fold Nippon steel. It's a precious memory, so I remember it very clearly. A mix of deep disgust. People with high disgust sensitivity seldom do well in a kitchen environment. Somehow, Maddie manages. A whole bunch of derision, and a tiny pinch of pity. Yep, that's me. What a mood. I really like the presentation. You alright though? Real talk. I'm fine. I'm actually fine, or let's not talk about it, fine. The second one. Pharaoh. Offer's still open if you'd like to talk things out. In the meantime... Sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. He's been doing... Oh! Yeah, here you go. So, did the dishes need hand washing, or... I'm sure I told Ashley to empty the dishwasher earlier. Nah, thing's busted. Door latch won't close, though. Might call the repairman. Ashley should've washed them my hand anyway. Her armor corrode. So, I did it. Not a problem. Yeah, fair enough. So like I mentioned, it'll need a repair, unless you want to let Ashley do it. Some people remain stubbornly defiant in the face of planned obsolescence. Replacements are for quitters. I'd call the repairman myself, but our landline stopped working last week. We have a landline? Yes. Ancient technology. An inelegant tool for a less civilized age. Only works when you pay the bill, though. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to get it repaired, or to just buy a new one and give Ashley the old one for parts. The costs are pretty close, all things considered. Hey, don't work it too hard. You'll worry yourself into an early grave. Hey, you spent 50 years digging holes. If you want to see a lot of Earth, you can become a globetrotter, or you can pick up a shovel.
That sounds like pretty tough work, old man. Ow. Old man. For your information, I'm barely, 170-ish. I'm failing to see the inaccuracy. It was a literal gold rush. Everyone was doing it. Only thing different about me is that I eventually started digging up more interesting things than gold. Or things more interesting than gold. Only kind of gold I'm interested in is brown gold. Coffee. I mean coffee. Shut up. The presentation is stellar. I am enjoying it. Hey. So. I know it's just another stress on the stress pile, but I think we need to put an order for more kitchenware soon. Ugh. Yeah, another thing that costs money. We're beginning to run out of cutlery, though. Oh. Summary of Offenses Act 1988, Section 11C. A person must not, without reasonable excuse, proof of which lies on the person, have in his or her custody a knife in public place or a school. Keeps disappearing. Not sure where. I don't know how long it can wait before we get more. Don't know if we can afford that this month. Just, you know, everything's a bit too pricey right now. Doesn't help that the coffee cart will keep pushing prices up. I don't think the importer is part of a cartel. They're quite nice. I've seen photos of their kids. You've ever spoken to them? They're obviously criminals with the prices they charge. The worst kind of criminals are the kind who operate within the bounds of legality. Wholesale my arse. And yet we keep buying from them. Well, yeah. The beans are good, man. It's just everything else on top of them that's stressing me out. Ah, yes. I'll happily accept the blame for some of that. It's fine. You don't have to. I know it's all on me. I've just got to figure out how to pay everything off. Everything. And everyone. Ugh! The shitty council of death and a doubly shitty time debt we owe to them are the last things I want to think about right now. I've lost enough sleep over it already. Hey, I'm here to help. I'm worried about you, you know? You have a lot of responsibility dropped on you in a very short period of time. Maddie's been saddled with great responsibility. She's still waiting for the great power that's supposed to come with it. And I can't help but feel a little culpable for that. I know. Yeah, I know. And you, I can't thank you enough. Shh, it's alright. Hold yourself together. We'll figure it out as a team, just like we always have. I just don't want to deal with it, you know? I get it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm imposing or interfering too much. I know the cafe is yours now, even though things are a bit much at the moment. I know I keep saying this, Maddie, but I don't know how much time we have to deal with all this before things start falling apart. Things are already falling apart. Oh. But you're going to have to face reality at some point. You know that, right? Che! Oh my god! Yes, I know! I don't need any more reminders from you. Back off, man. The council's always been on my mind. I can't escape them. My best is all I can do, okay? Just because you're my best friend and my old boss, and my mentor, doesn't mean I need you preaching at me about how I need to deal with my problems. Because they're my problems now, not yours. Alright, no worries. I'll give you some space. Might go check on Ashley. You seen her recently? She's upstairs. Dragged a customer up there, talking about clamps or something. I'd better go rescue them then. Be back in a bit. Ooh. Shit, he's right, isn't he? We could really use more plants. Oh.
So we're gonna strap a big old steak knife to it.
And make them fight each other! Are they having Roombas fight each other? I love it. This is gonna be great.
I want to build something that gets put on that TV show, Robot Royale. Row battle royale with flamethrowers on it.
You're not gonna put one on this little guy, are ya?
A flamethrower? Probably not.
But I want you to record the fight on my phone so we can send it to the producers. Producers have a real thirst for schlock. Yeah, sure thing. Let's get this knife attached. Concern, TM.
Heh.
Pass me those zip ties. Zip ties!
And the knife.
Knife!
And my coffee.
You sure? Who even gave you that?
Coffee! Damn it. It's empty. My coffee is empty, Kashan. The world is beginning to vibrate!
Maybe it's good that your cup runneth empty, yeah? I think my cup needs to run it with more espresso in it! How many shots did you put in there?
Too many, Kashan!
Did anyone ask Icarus how many shots of espresso he had? Yeah, I'm reading a book about Icarus! Imagine being Daedalus and watching your son die doing the exact thing you told him not to do.
He flew to the sun! I'm cultured! In unrelated news, I have a headache!
I think you might want to read a little more about Icarus. There's a twist to that one.
I'm holding a knife, Kashan! No spoilers!
No spoilers! Promise! Ugh. Jay, say hi. Try not to get a knife slung at you this time. You got this. Ahem. Hey kids!
Ah! Intruder!
Oh my god!
Sean, my buddy, my pal. Did I get him?
No, you missed.
Damn it.
But, wait, you threw it on purpose?
Extremely on purpose, yes.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, it's just you.
Would it have been worse if it was someone else?
Probably.
Unless they were an actual spy come to steal my robot designs. Oh, does she have a prosthetic? You never know who might be watching.
Then it would have been good. Hey, I think I'm crashing.
Oh. Oh no. Is she okay? Did I kill her? She'll wake up in about 15 minutes with no ill effects. But you probably shouldn't give her any more coffee. She turns into a real goblin. Not to be confused with the days where she's just a regular gremlin. Oh, she told me that I'd make her immeasurably powerful. I mean, she's not wrong. But you know, great power, great responsibility, yada yada yada. She's 13. Kid's got plenty of energy already. Maybe not the sense of responsibility, though. Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up sitting here attaching knives to robots. She's very convincing? Ashley's persuasiveness is a mystery. It clearly can't be logic, eloquence, or charisma that causes people to do her bidding. You don't have to tell me, mate. She basically lives here. Oh. Her parents would kill me if they found out she's nearly killed me. Pretty good blind throw, though. Makes me proud in the weirdest ways. Huh. Did she learn from the best? Poof. She did. But the best definitely wasn't me. Maddie's pretty deadly with knives. Loves her flashy tricks. Bad habit, probably. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. My name's Che. I used to own this place. Now I just sort of sit around and cause trouble and sometimes have knives thrown at me, I guess. I'm Kashan. And I died today. I absolutely love this so far. Oh? Ah! I'm alive! I'm alive? Oof, we got a loud one here. Aw, be nice. You know it's scary waking up. Big light's coming towards me! I think it's relieving its last moments. Looks like it. What is happening? Hello! I do not remember having this many limbs. Join the club, pal. We are reborn in a new image.
Is that a milk carton?
I just realized that's a milk carton. I see. That's a box of some sort. I'm Kepler. Nice to meet ya. And that's just a bottle. And I'm Jacoby. I am undefined. I don't know if that name will stick. Its body's made up of milk cartons. Should we just call it milk? No, too basic. Imagine if you called me Goon just because I'm made of a goon box. I wouldn't like that at all. Ashley was yelling something about someone called Lovelace the other day. That's a good one, I think. How does our new friend feel about it? Acceptable? Excellent. Nice to meet ya, Lovelace. It's the trio, and they are no longer on screen. Look at you, turning into a responsible human being. Oh! During intermissions at the end of episodes, you can freely explore the terminal. Memories are scattered throughout the terminal that delve into the tales of its patrons. More locations and memories become available as you progress through the main story. Oh. Okay, that's to continue. Oh. Cubicle product reviews. Spirit-resistant quartz cubicles with self-healing lids. Product description. Heat-resistant up to 1650 degrees Celsius. Self-sealing lids form airtight seals around the cubicle's ground rim. Highly resistant to corruption and spiritual interference. Clean inner and outer covering allow for easy spotting of cracks or imperfections. Quality suitable for mixing potions and filters? Average rating, 3 out of 5. 3.5 stars out of 5. Product reviews, 5 out of 5. I love this! The covering, despite being quartz, has a textured appearance that gives it a silky smooth feel to it. Most cubicles feel sterile and cold, but this one makes for a perfect beverage container with when entertaining guests. 4 out of 5. The previous cubicle I used was inherited from my grandmother, who brought them over from New England. Unfortunately, 2 months at sea were not kind to her spirit wear, and her crucibles were filled with tiny cracks and microfractures that allowed unsightly looking soot to build up, leaving them with stained gray lines everywhere, looking like they were about to crack apart at any moment. She used to use them for several decades to come, but every time I worked with her and watched them heat up, I was afraid they were constantly on the verge of shattering. One she used to contain a lost wayward spirit for several days before finding a home for it, and I would get up at night to check on the embers under the cubicle. Oh, crucible! I keep saying cubicle. Crucible. And it always unsettled me, seeing how fragile the container was. Several times I found myself tempted to tip the crucible over, just to see how easily it would shatter under my soft touch. Needless to say, this new set is much nicer. They're sterile, and I can keep several of them in my bedroom without feeling unsettled by their presence. 2 of the crucibles in my set arrived with small chips in them, but I contacted the manufacturer and they replaced them at no charge. The replacements were express shipped, and the process was quick and painless, so great customer service, and they offer replacements up to 1 year. For the price, they can't be beat. 4 out of 5. Owned mine for 2 weeks and it didn't crack. Decent for the price. 5 out of 5. Received mine in the mail this morning and can't wait to try it out. So glad to have finally found someone selling crucibles at reasonable price. Brand name one costs over $200, which is just outrageous. 1 out of 5. Bought this several weeks ago since it was the cheapest crucible on the site, advertised as spirit resistant. I'm working in a filter for my graduate thesis and purchased 100 of these for lab use. My plan was to monitor 100 different animal spirits over with different types of plant matter and compare how different biomaterials affected their vigor over a 90-day period. The first day, I set 5 with samples of mugwort, feverfew, ginger, ginseng, and golden seal. I placed them in the crucibles over low heat, 80 degrees Celsius, and left them overnight. Over the next 2 days, did the same thing with all of the remaining crucibles, finishing on a Friday and leaving the lab alone for the weekend. When I arrived on Monday, I knew that something was wrong when I noticed a rain cloud hovering over the door. It's not uncommon for rain clouds to appear any time of the year at any time of the day in our part of our country, but it's quite another to find a rain cloud localized entirely within the hallway of your research lab. I braced through the worst, but I guess I should have braced harder. Nothing could have prepared me for the smell when I opened the door. I immediately felt my eyes watering and actually found myself choking. It smelled so bad. I slammed the door shut and went to the basement to grab one of the emergency respirators we keep down there. Unfortunately, the respirator did little to mask this terrible stench inside of the lab. I opened the first crucible and saw that it was filled with a tar-like substance, and as I studied its inky, black, writhing form, I felt the air sucked out of me, almost like it was trying to drag me into the abyss with it. I threw it on the floor and the container shattered, splattering the floor with tar-like substance which began slowly crawling across the room. I grabbed a fire extinguisher from the wall and sprayed the tar until it was completely covered, and heard what sounded like a sputtering noise followed by a long gasp and a scream that faded into oblivion. After poking at the fire extinguisher, whatever underneath was clearly quenched. I took the remaining crucibles and placed them in the oven and baked them at a temperature of 1600 degrees for several hours as I sat alone in the lab, contemplating the cruelty of existence and wondering what my academic advisor would have to say about my thesis project. After several hours of waiting, I opened the oven and checked the contents of the crucibles, revealing nothing but ash. Whatever it was that had been drawn by the spiritual emissions of my lab work, it was gone from my world, but the memory of that day will haunt me all for the remaining days of my life. 1 out of 5. Do not buy this crucible for spirit-related applications. My wife is one of the product designers who worked on this item. The crucibles in this listing come from a manufacturer called Mars Security LLC. Back in 2013, they were some of the best hardware you could get for your money and earned a reputation among hobbyists as a great value for anyone working on a budget. In 2016, they did a survey and found that fewer than 3% of buyers were actually using the crucibles for spirit-related applications and decided they would cut costs by removing their spirit-resistant properties. However, they found that the products advertised with updated ad copy to reflect this didn't sell as well, so they continued using the old product description, which advertises as spirit-resilient, with the new product line, which is not spirit-resistant. I don't know how they are getting away with this. Apparently, the definitions of what is actually spirit-resistant are legally murky, and the number of people affected is small enough that they continue to sell well. Stay far, far away from this one, and warn anyone you know of who might buy an item like this that it does not work as advertised. 5 out of 5. Nice color. That's it. Nice color. Let's see. What can I check? Oh, the book's there. I can talk to Maddie to continue. Oh, whoa, there was a... Judgment 1. Ooh. Chase sat in the corner of the cafe with the book in his lap. His eyes danced over the page for several moments, the words on the page illuminated by the candle that sat perched on the armrest of his chair. Then, after several moments passed, he turned the page. He hadn't actually internalized any of the text on the page, nor had he taken in any of the text on the 50 preceding pages. He was vaguely aware of the fact that the book kept on referring to a man named Henry, who Che presumed was the protagonist of the book he held in his lap, but that beyond that knew little to nothing. Che didn't particularly mind this fact. In fact, if he started to actually following the story that was told in the pages of this book, he would consider it a great failure. Che enjoyed sitting down with the book, and he enjoyed the platonic ideal of reading, but when it came to telling stories, he found books to be a poor substitute for a person sitting next to him. He didn't pick up books when he wanted to be told a story. He picked up books when he wanted to be alone, to situate a comfy chair and basket in candlelight and sit quietly in a meditative state. He turned another page. "Hey," said a familiar voice, interrupting him. "I'm in the middle of a book, Ned," said Che, "if you hadn't noticed." That was the book's secondary function. It deterred people who might see a man sitting alone and seize upon the opportunity to start a conversation when he was not in the mood for conversation. "Is it a good book?" said Ned. "I was enjoying being alone with it," said Che. "Yeah, you look really engrossed. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've got a favor to ask." "Why is it always to ask a favor?" said Che, looking past Ned and speaking to no one in particular, even though there was no one but Ned near enough to hear him speak. "Why is it never, 'Hey Che, I just wanted to stop by to offer you a favor'?" "I did that one time," said Ned. You never said you were busy, which I figured was your way of politely saying, please don't bother me with this kind of visit, so I stopped. Did you? I don't remember. I'm sure you remember it, said Ned. It was from back before you started forgetting things. Sometime around... When did the war start? You're gonna have to be a lot more specific, said Shay. You know, the war with the soldiers and the guns. Ah, that war. I did narrow it down a bit, didn't I? I'm not that old, said Shay. Wars were fought with guns even when I was a young man. Same for you. Did they? Well, it was the war with the, Ned trailed off. He raised his hand, mimicking... He raised his hand to his face and flicked his helmet, mimicking the unmistakable ping of an MI Grand. World War II? Which one was that? The one with the Nazis, said Shay. Sounds about right, said Ned. Anyway, I came to ask a favor. I hope that favor was spend a few minutes of your time having an inane conversation, but we already did that, said Shay. My, you're you're snippy today, said Ned. What's gotten into you? Shay held up the book. A good book is what's gotten into me. Sorry, Ned, said Ned. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't urgent. I'm in need of an interpreter. You speak Cantonese, right? Yes, said Shay. Great, said Ned. Can I steal you for a few hours? Not if it's to be an interpreter, said Shay. Why not? You speak Cantonese, and you seem fluent in English. Enough in English, so why would you say no specifically to translating? Being an interpreter is not as simple as being bilingual, Ned. Isn't it? I figured you hear things in one language and say them in another. Seems simple to me. Not simple. As a multi-language person. Not simple at all. Are you literate? Said Shay. A bit. Can you write a great work of literature? Said Shay. Nope, said Ned. Well, there you go, said Shay. There's more to translating than being bilingual. Oh, come on, said Ned. I'm in a pinch. I'm not asking you to be a great interpreter, just an adequate one. There's lots of bilingual people around, said Shay. I'm sure you know other places to ask. Yeah, but, you know, I know you're not the kind of person to spill secrets, said Ned. And it's the kind of conversation that I want to be just between me and one other person, you know? Great, said Shay. Sounds like you need a professional interpreter. I hear they're great at facilitating those kinds of interactions. Come on, said Ned. What can a professional interpreter do that you can't? A lot of things, said Shay. But for one, a professional interpreter is someone you can count on to allow you to use their mouth to say incredibly stupid things without letting you or your counterparty know just how stupid they found the interaction. Funny that, said Ned. I always figured that's the kind of thing you'd be good at. Because I'm so good at holding my tongue? Yes. I've tried before, said Shay, kicking up his feet. Being an interpreter pays well if you find yourself working for the right people, and it leaves your hands a lot less callous than doing some of the work I found myself doing instead. But you'll notice my hands have calluses. Turns out holding your tongue is oftentimes harder than digging holes. Oh, come on. You know you how to be a diplomat, said Ned. Screw off, said Shay. There, that was me being undiplomatic. Now would you kindly find another solution to your problem, one that doesn't involve me performing a task that I've told you at least twice now that I'm not going to do. Ned started to say something, but stopped just short of making an utterance and backed off. Hey, Maddie! Ned shouted. No, Maddie replied. I haven't even asked you for anything yet, said Ned. I know. I just thought I would save you the time, said Maddie. Ned sighed. What is with you people? Maddie turned towards Ned and glowered at him. You people? Ned raised his hands defensively. I didn't mean... Look, I just mean you two are, birds of a feather in quite a few ways. Maddie stared at him, and Ned contemplated whether there was any way for him to make a statement grouping Maddie and Shay together without making himself look worse than he already did. He sighed in frustration. You know what your problem is? Yes, said Maddie. I know him quite well, and he's standing right in front of me. Oh, that's it? Oops. Yeah, I can't leave. Oh. Oh, there's a groovy There's something groovy going on. Robot Battle Royale Power Rankings. Robots Power Rankings. Windlass. When I first saw the name of this bot, I thought it was styled to be like a girl who could run control storms and run like a ninja. A real lass of the wind. Or maybe a girl of the elements, someone with the ability to become wind itself. If I were a windlass, I could vanish in an instant whenever Maddie appeared. She would look around and say, "Where's Ashley?" And I would be right there, but she wouldn't notice it, because I would be one with the wind. Then when she left, I would fade back into the room, like a ninja. This would only work outside in the rooms that are really breezy, so I would probably set up fans in the workshop to make it really drafty. Then I looked it up online and learned that windlass is actually a fancy name for a winch used to pull anchors up, which at first made me think this bot was lame. It works by hooking its arms under enemy bots and pulling it up to flip them over. It never even tries to smash the other bots to bits or melt it with fire. But then I watched it in action and realized that flipping your enemy on their back to incapacitate them is the ultimate ninja move. Windlass moves like a master, spending the entire match trying to bait its opponents by exposing its weakness, and then like a ninja master that knows how to jab at exactly the right pressure point on the back of the neck to make her enemy's head explode, Windlass grabs the enemy bot by the one part of it that happens to be sticking out at the wrong time and flips it onto its back. Note, most bots only have wheels or legs on the bottom, not on the top, so when you flip them over, they are totally helpless and the match is over. To avoid this happening, make sure to put wheels on the top as well. When I make a bot like Windlass, I'm going to call it Badass, because that's what it is. So true, Ashley. Okay, I'm gonna take a water. I've been talking quite a bit. Alright, water has been consumed. Oh, I can't go up here yet. I can't talk to the tree. Oh, I didn't even realize this outside part. The fisherman won. What's with this blue filter when I come over here? Oh. Oh, is it the it might have been the lighting from the tree. Highlighted passages from Thinking About Alchemy the Wrong Way by Sophie Cordova. Most study of alchemy throughout history can be categorized as either practical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to understand the world only as well as is needed to fulfill certain ulterior ends, and philosophical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to come to a more complete understanding of the world as it is, without prejudice, for which portions of alchemical understandings can be wielded to utilitarian ends. In the modern alchemy movement, there has been a tendency within literature to place a greater emphasis on philosophical alchemy, based on the premise that coming to a more complete and correct understanding of the universe is the best way for us to discover new practical methods for the physical use of alchemy. Much of this is based on the modern scientific movement and the post-Enlightenment era, much like our understanding of the theoretical physics give us more accurate models of physical reality which have real applications in engineering, or having a better understanding of alchemy on a philosophical level informs our practice of alchemy. However, it may be that this focus on alchemy, which places an emphasis on being correct rather than being useful, has thrown out the baby with the bathwater. Admittedly, my position here is hardly biased. The fact that practical studies of alchemy have largely been chased underground is the reason that the tome you're reading is self-published, rather than distributed through more official channels. For example, the underappreciated in the development of the modern alchemical practice is the use of a 5-element model. In I assume that's Aristotle, right? Aristotelian alchemy. Early pre-Aristotelian alchemical models were based off of an understanding of 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Later, Astelian... I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Ostotelian... I think it's Ostotelian. Ostotelian alchemical model separated elements into 4 categories of earth, water, air, and fire. While this model may be more accurate and reflect an evolution of our understanding of alchemy, it seems to sacrifice the more practical separation of elements in a way that better allows us to understand less tangible things. While wood is not an element, strictly speaking, it helps for us to think of it as such. After all, juxtapositioning wood against elements such as metal and fire makes it more apparent that wood possesses certain soul-like qualities that other elements lack, which might prompt us to question what it is about wood that seems to make it behave like a super element with practical uses beyond the conventional. While there is a great irony in the fact that while these kinds of questions eventually lead us to discard the 5-element model, the new model no longer allows for the existence of this sort of question to exist in academic literature. This book serves as my guide to asking the wrong questions to arrive at the wrong answers that nonetheless seem to work. It is a rule for troublemakers and rule breakers. Indeed, the fact that you hold this book in your hands right now is probably evidence that you have broken several rules to acquire it. That, or you are a rule enforcer tasked with destroying my work, who for some reason has decided to take the time to read it. Perhaps you are reading my work in search of identifying information which might lead you to my location, or you are reading to gain a better understanding of someone who you might consider to be an enemy. Perhaps after reading my work you will realize that my ideas are not so dangerous as you've been to believe, or perhaps you will realize that they're exactly as dangerous as you've been told. And that's it for that one. Oh gosh. My throat... I'm gonna have to take another sip. I hope my throat can make through this. Alright. Is it just the lighting? It might be just the lighting. Okay, there is also the cup. But let's see. Can I interact with anything else? I can't go upstairs quite yet. This is a really cozy cafe though. I would not mind spending some time in here. Alright, let's... the fisherman one. Oh. Maddie was about to leave the counter when an old-looking man pushed the door open. He was hunched over, and he walked with a bit of a limp, and even at this distance she could see the leathery texture of his skin, a testament to many years well lived. Maddie had been about to leave the counter to Che, but there was something in the way of there's something in the way the man walked that made her want to stay long enough to see if he had any special requests. She wasn't sure if she would like the man, and in fact she was fairly sure that there was a good chance she wouldn't have much to say the man, or much that she would be interested in hearing from him, but it was obvious that the man had paid his dues, and she felt that she owed him at least a few moments of her time. Even if he hadn't done anything in life worth admiration, he had at least done enough to earn her respect. It was only when the man sat down that Maddie saw that his skin was cracked, but not wrinkled. His body had been aged, but it was aged by the elements and the sun more than it had been aged by the passage of time. The slight limp in his step could have easily been the limp of a young man who had spent one too many lifting loads that were 1 kilo too heavy for him. He took the seat directly in front of her. "You serve fruit here?" Apparently the man was more interested in finding out what was on offer than figuring out where he was. Maddie kept herself from visibly smirking. There was something she liked about guests like that, people whose only question was what was on tap. Maddie glanced at Che. He gave a nod of assent. Yes, Che was willing to play the role of grill master today. "We do serve food," she said. The man squinted at the menu above him. My eyes don't work too well in this light, he said. Got a paper menu? Maddie reached under the counter and pulled out a menu that looked just as aged as the man sitting in front of her. Its scars were from coffee stains. Not cuts, but as watched the man hold the menu. There was something about the combination of the two of them that felt right to her. The man stared at the menu for a good deal longer than it must have taken him to read everything on it. He finally spoke after a long considered pause. Do you suppose it would be a problem if I were to order something if I didn't intend to actually eat it? That's not the kind of thing that would offend me, said Maddie. Actually, it was exactly the kind of thing that would offend her. Yet there was something in the way that the man asked that made her feel like whether or not he might have... Oh wait. Oh god. Reading is hard. But there was something in the way that the man asked that made her feel like whatever reason he might have for not eating food he was served would be a good one, and she was half interested to find out what the man's reaction would be. I'll have the grilled halibut, he said. Ah, halibut, said Maddie. She understood. Many people enjoyed the concept of grilled fish more than they liked it in practice, and if this man knew himself well enough to be upfront and honest about that, she could respect that. I can't promise that it's never been frozen. I hope that's not a problem, she said. She's sure it wouldn't be. Sounds like my kind of fish, said the man. The best halibut swim in cold water. And a problem if that water happens to be in solid form after the halibut passes. She nodded to Che, who nodded back and headed back to the freezer. The man placed both of his hands on the counter and folded them. There was something serene in the way that the man sat there with no inclination to glance around and inspect the cafe he was in. No nervous movement in his legs, no strained expression on his face to express that he was waiting for something to happen. He looked so calm that Maddie almost didn't want to disturb him, but she chaffed at the idea that only squeaky wheels were deserved of grease, and some wheels were just too polite to ask. Do you want a drink while you're waiting on that? I don't think I need a drink, said the man. Alright, said Maddie, picking up a whiskey bottle and placing it in his field of view, a reminder of what he was afraid to ask for. The man squinted. Is that Jack Daniels? Indeed it is, said Maddie. The man's shoulders rose a bit in what looked like barely a chuckle. Got a fondness for that particular drink? It's just that we share the same name, said the man. I'm Jack Daniel. No relation to the distiller. I had several friends who took it upon themselves to check. As you might imagine, I've seen a lot of those bottles over the years. It's the kind of gift that people enjoy giving you when you have a name like that. Is it a gift you've enjoyed receiving? It's always a pleasure to receive a gift, said Jack. It's nice to know that you have friends who care about you and think about you. Is it a gift that you've enjoyed consuming? I've had a shelf in my flat where I collected them, waiting for other people to come so I'd have an excuse to open them. Ah, said Maddie, picking up the bottle and placing it below the counter. Sorry if I brought up a bad memory. He laughed. Where's the bad memory? They're good to receive from friends and good to share with friends. It's a reminder of the people who I was close to and the things I did with them. No need to apologize for that. Maddie smiled. She was beginning to find that she liked Jack, and it seemed like Jack was the kind of person who liked her. If for no other reason than he liked people, and Maddie was people. She chuckled with him, and she enjoyed the chuckle so much that she almost missed Jack's momentary sideway glance, an unguarded moment when his mind seemed to be on something other than what he was talking about. It was only an instant, but it was a flicker of pain that she'd learned to recognize over the years. There was something in him that was hurting, even as he remembered his friends. A sense of loss? A regret about something left unsaid? Maddie wasn't sure. Whatever it was none of her business. But she wanted it to be her business. Well, anything you want, just ask, said Maddie. A cup of water, warm glass of milk. Warm glass of milk? How old do you think I am? Maddie shrugged. 5 or 6, just the right age to drink a tall glass of milk before being shooed off to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm just barely older, said Jack. But if I do want a glass of milk, I guess I know who to ask. I like this game so far. It's only been about an hour, but It's super good. The presentation is immaculate. I don't think there's anything else I can inspect. Oh, there is! Lamington recipe. I'll load this real quick, and then I'm going to go close the door. Alright, door has been closed. Authentic Australian Lamingtons. Ingredients: 200 grams butter, 1 cup caster sugar, 5 milligrams vanilla extract, 5 milli fowl eggs, 500 grams self-raising flour, sifted, 1/2 cup milk, 2 cups shredded coconut, icing, 2 teaspoons? I think that's teaspoons. Teaspoon sugar mixed and dissolved in water. 1/4 cup cocoa powder. 100 gram butter. 1/2 cup water. You will also need convection oven, Lamington pan, 3 centimeters deep, 20 by 30 centimeters base, baking paper, an electric mixer, a Lamington. Possible substitutions: chicken eggs can be placed in. Chicken eggs can be used in place of male fowl eggs. If electricity is not available, whale oil mixers can be used instead. It is strongly hypothesized that a homunculus made with Lamington DNA can be used in lieu of an actual Lamington, but no confirmed tests have been confirmed, due to the lack of success in producing an actual homunculi, especially homunculi capable of baking. Instructions. Oh gosh, boy. Oh boy, I am really not used to speaking this much. Grease Lamington pan, line with baking paper. Use electric mixer, beat butter, vanilla, and sugar until airy. Add eggs to mixture. Have your Lamington stir flour into mixture and add milk. Have Lamington pour into pan and smooth. At this point, you may dismiss your Lamington. They are no longer needed. Bake your 30 minutes. Make icing, boil water, and combine ingredients. Beat until smooth. Apply icy coating, 1 mm thick, and sprinkle coconut. Repeat until all icing and coconut have been used. Note that it is not necessary to having Lamington perform this step. Tips for procuring a Lamington. Any recently departed Lamington who comes into contact with a 40 out of 60 mixture of vanilla and coconut will begin to glow red. Note that a 30-70 vanilla coconut mixture will cause them to go green. The 30-70 mixture can be used in the case of potential Lamingtons, who have a particularly flushed cheeks or otherwise difficult to identify by red glow. But this is generally discouraged as the effects can be persistent for several hours and can be often be unsettling to guests. Only around 20% of people who claim to be Lamingtons have actual Lamington ancestry, hence the need to test potential candidates. Be particularly skeptical of anyone who claims to be directly descended from either a Lord or Lady Lamington. Lamington pretenders uniformly claim to be descended from a former lord, leading to the overwhelming of these claimants being false positives. Most Lamingtons were agricultural workers, so anyone claiming to be descended from a farmer of Lamington is more likely to be credible, but should still be tested to verify authenticity. Do not bother testing anyone claiming to be a descendant from the 3rd Barrington of Lamington as Victor Alexander Brisbane Willem Corrochin Lely died childless. Gluten-free option? Having a Lamington stir self-freezing flour into the mixture is critical to the synthesis process and will not work with a non-gluten alternative. That feel but no GF option, sad face. Alright. Okay, I am in the terminal right now. Give me 1 second just to rest my throat. I have been talking quite a bit. Alright, I think that's enough of a break for my throat. Alright, I think I can last for some time. Is there anything else I can interact with here? Is there a way to lower the movement speed? Hang on. Camera drift. I'm gonna raise the text speed all the way to max. I have a tendency to read pretty fast. No, there is not a way to change the walking speed. The walking to camera speed ratio is not what I desire, but that's okay. This game is primarily a visual novel, it's not. The fact that you do get to like explore and just read through the memories though is quite nice. God, it's so pretty. Alright, let's continue. Hi, Maddie. Man, I'd love to see that. I could use a pick-me-up. Can't promise it'll be there. It's kind of inconsistent. Still though, a hallway that's only there sometimes? How do you get to the kitchen otherwise? There's another slightly longer one we use instead. It's much less exciting. But on the upside, it's consistently there. I love telling new people about it though. The reaction's always hilarious. Definitely didn't expect to be getting enthusiastic today over a weird quantum hallway. When people start getting nervous about magic, they usually start trying to explain it using science terms to reassure themselves. Or enthusiastic at all, actually. Because as soon as I stopped to think about it, I realized I'm actually extremely messed up about this. She read it. I understand. Your life has gotten very weird, very vast, conceptually speaking. Or, your unlife? I should be better at talking about this by now, shouldn't I? Jeez, that's not a fun one to think about, huh? Just keep talking about the hallway so I can keep my mind off of this. To be honest, I'm not sure I could even properly explain a lot of what goes on here. The building's mildly sentient. Too much magic in the soil for it not to be, really. So the cafe's alive? Not necessarily. Plenty of things have come to life here, but as far as we can tell, the building itself doesn't really fall into that category. Also, it tends to shift itself in ways that are helpful instead of frustrating, so... Quantum hallways. I'm making myself a cuppa. Australian vernacular for cuppa tea, an important cultural institution, especially when drunk in the afternoon. You want something? Nah, I'm good for now. Also, what's the barista's name? I didn't actually catch it and I feel like a jerk. Ah, Maddie? She's the owner now, not just the barista. She still makes coffee, of course, but since she's the owner now, she has a lot more to juggle. Let's just rewind. Also. Oh, okay, that lets me... Somewhere to juggle. Why are you asking? Got your eye on her, huh? No, I have a boyfriend. The pause! The pause! Had? Oh geez, this is a lot. Can't imagine how he's feeling. Try not to think about it. Okay. Yep. Okay. You want that drink now? I think I want something a little more potent than coffee right now, sorry. Don't enable him, Krishan. Shush. I can get you something stronger, mate. A shot of whiskey, perhaps? Bourbon. A neat bourbon will always be the perfect mix, classy yet unpretentious. I thought this was a cafe. Well, it is. Mostly. You do serve alcohol, though. And stronger things on request. Stronger? Like what? Baijiu? Absinthe? Absinthe? Pure ethanol? You think a place like this wouldn't have anything stronger than that? Stronger than pure ethanol? Sure. Remind me later and I might pull out some of my special reserve. Don't enable him, Krishan. Oh, Kishan. Hey, someone's gotta drink it. I know you're not going to touch this stuff aside from setting it on fire. Excuse me, I have perfectly good reasons for wanting to set a puddle of distilled soil on fire. We'll agree to disagree on that one. So, Kishan, what will it be? Actually, I changed my mind on the coffee. Can I order something complex? Gotta treat myself on my last day on Earth. I'm after a sugar rush. If we have the ingredients, it shouldn't be an issue. Maddie can whip it up for you. Cool. In that case, can I have a large quadruple shot double vanilla caramel, no foam. Super hot. Reverse. Wait. Coconut milk macchiato. Oh my god. With 2 sugars and whipped cream on top? Maddie?
Cool.
Oh, hello! Oh man, do you want- okay, so you just missed it. Do you want to see this guy, what this guy just ordered?
Yeah, is it a Jimmy John's Slim 1? Because that's what I just ordered.
No, look, I sent it in video streaming chat. Ignore the fact that both of my displays are showing.
That's interesting. That is an interesting... I was distracted by his overall appearance at first, but wow.
Well, I mean, he is dead. He might as well just order the strongest thing he can take. Yes, dearest? Can you... I don't quite know how... Is this real? Oh, is it too much? I was gonna ask for that shot of whiskey Che mentioned earlier, but it seemed a little extra. Well... Yes. It is too much. I don't think even Starbucks would serve that. Why? Because it's a screwed up order, man!
I see.
Dang. Every single word of that increased my urge to set the espresso machine on fire so I wouldn't have to think about making coffee ever again. Urge? Maddie has all the classic symptoms of being a pyromaniac, but she's definitely not a pyromaniac. Oh, but the whiskey's fine. I do that too.
It's an Irish coffee.
I have a counter offer which you have to accept. Oh, by the way, do you want to take all the male characters so that I don't crush my throat talking 24/7?
Yeah, but they're gonna be eating a Jimmy John's sub.
That's fine by me.
Okay, cool. Yeah?
I'll make you another double shot long black and I'll put whiskey in it, but I won't call you a hipster this time. If you decline my offer, on God, I will strip I will strip your soul from your body and use it to scrub the counters at closing time. They will smell delicious afterwards, if that's any consolation.
Oh, yikes. That doesn't sound like competitive counter. Oh, fuck. Not the soul thing. I'll take the coffee.
My generosity knows no bounds.
Your hair is slipping through your head.
Normie!
That is a white tree.
So to conclude, the order sucked because it defies the laws of physics, has a heart attack worth of sugar in it, and is something only wankers ask for.
Is it possible to die twice?
Yep. You can die twice if you're brought back from the dead.
Oh, is this another guy?
Yeah.
What was he like?
He's like older brother type. Maddie calls him an old man. But like he's like older brother. He's sort of similar to Maddie.
So sassy.
Yes.
I don't know how. I haven't even seen his face yet.
He has
Need
like
to get
slick
the
back.
full-
He has like slick black hair. Slick back.
I'm just gonna.
His name is Che, and he feels like a Chad.
Chase a Chad?
Kind of.
Then I'm gonna give him Chad voice. Or if you manage to really annoy someone between here and the next place. That's not a Chad voice. I don't know what that is. But I'm gonna use it. Which is more likely because resurrection is illegal.
Resurrection is reserved for emergencies, and the Council has very particular definitions about what constitutes as an emergency. Many centuries pass without a single qualified emergency. But if you're asking whether you can get a heart attack or whatever, the answer is no. Life and death have a slightly different meaning here. Can't die from natural causes.
It's a bit complex and weird, and we're still in the process of figuring out how it all works. Still? I'm over 200. Oh, fuck, I am old. I'm over 200 years old, and I still haven't made proper sense of it yet. Just got some vague ideas. This is like Q-Taro if he wasn't a hippie. That's what this voice is. Right. So that's what's keeping me from just staying here. Like, I'm already dead. Why do I have to go to the next place?
You've got a certain number of hours you're allowed to remain on the edge of the mortal realm. Hours are fungible.
NFT?
No!
Fungible?
They can be bought, sold, and exchanged, generally speaking. But the Council of Death always collects debts owed to them, and you'll start running a debt if you stay here for too long.
Soul starts to get itchy too.
Is there any feeling less pleasant than an itch you can't scratch? Probably, but it's still up there.
Wet socks. Wet socks are the worst thing ever.
Oh.
It's not something you want to experience. But if you stay past our allotted time, we've gotten very uncomfortable very fast. Goddamn, it starts with general irritability. And then worse things begin to happen. Uh-huh. What's with the dead body in the chair there?
Oh, she
Somebody was
she
trying to wrap her
had
head
she had
around.
like 15 shots in her coffee and then she passed out on like
Nice.
she crashed.
I said that thing. How long do I have before I need to make myself scarce?
You get 24 hours. Any longer and we start to pick up the tab since you're on our premises. Oh, shoot, I didn't click. Damn it. Oh, there we go. The terminal has a place where borrowed time has a very literal meaning. And as charming as you are, we've already racked up too much time debt from letting people stick around past their expiry date. We were deep enough in the hole as it is, hours-wise.
Cash-wise, that is not what I expected his face to look like. We are extremely poor.
We've been a bit too lenient in the past, letting people stay just a bit longer instead of gently shooing them into the next plane of existence, etc. You know the drill. But hey, since hours are fungible, you can always acquire them in some other way. There's something happening tonight, actually, you might be interested in. Or that you might be interested in.
Seriously? You're still doing that? Uh-oh.
Shush.
You know the council doesn't look on that stuff favorably. Ned
Ned.
said so himself. Landers?
Don't know. It draws customers and helps us shape down the debt. I'll take whatever I can get. And hey. Screw Ned.
Fuck Ned. We have a 13-year-old right here, you know. That's a child.
Yep. She's 13, I think they said. She's heard enough coarse language for a lifetime. I'm not too worried about her. She's right, though.
What?
Every time Ned comes around here, he makes you guys really stressed out.
Oh. Ashley's at that age where she's learned to recognize when other people are stressed but not experienced enough to fully understand what it feels like.
At 13?
At 13.
I feel like I knew what it was like to be stressed at 13.
Maybe not you so much, but Maddie gets nervous and brings down the mood. Man! So screw Ned.
Fuck Ned.
Thank you.
Goodness. Why did I say it like that? I think you've had too much coffee today. Wait, the 13-year-old took like 15 shots of whiskey?
Yes! Coffee, not whiskey. Coffee.
Oh, coffee, not whiskey, okay.
Yeah, 15 shots in
Boring.
her coffee.
I am crashing so hard right now, you have no idea. It's like I was crashing earlier, but that was just a pre-crash and I'm having a double crash or something.
Hi. All I ask is that you try to keep the swearing to a minimum when customers are around.
Okay. Does Kashan count?
That's fine. I'm assuming that's him.
Yeah.
A couple of my housemates are tradies, so you learn to ignore it pretty quick.
A great way to save money on rent and never get lonely, if you're not attached to the idea of personal space.
And our tradies? We're tradies? They're still tradies, unless I changed careers in the last couple days. But they're not my roommates anymore. Because... Hey mates, have I mentioned how much being dead sucks? I'm sure about. Because it sucks and I feel extremely bad about it. Wow, you're very, very forward, man. Good on you.
Yep.
You're open with your feelings. Well, it's shaking a little bit.
Yep.
I'm having a pretty bad time right now in general, to be honest.
Did it? Yep. Even just adapting your language is a pain, isn't it? Want a proper drink now? Without coffee in it?
Aha, whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah. That'd be good. The TV didn't say anything about there being a storm tonight.
Huh. It looks like a decent-sized run is rolling in.
We're in Australia? Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This game does take place in Australia.
Why was I not told? Different voice. Melbourne weather strikes again. He keeps the same voice.
Yeah.
Go upstairs and close the windows.
Cheers.
Come on, Ashley. Let's clean up your workbench while we're up there, yeah? Do you need a bribe?
Yes.
I have some chocolate hidden away.
I don't think that's something you want to offer someone who's already crashing.
Acceptable.
You can eat the chocolate later.
That is true.
Wait. Dead people can still get drunk, yeah?
Why else do you think we serve alcohol?
To make money?
Well, yeah.
Hang on. Do I even have my wallet?
Doubt it.
I don't, yeah. Probably could have just checked. How does that work? Why do I have my clothes but not the contents of my pockets?
A good place for things that don't have a place. Chewing gum, spirit change, nervous hands.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't know, dude. Everyone's experience is different. Death doesn't follow many rules. The only universal rule I can think of is that you can't stay. People don't generally come in without their clothes, fortunately. Generally. That means some people do come wandering in
Like, did he
naked.
die in the tub or something?
Yeah.
So, about this drink. I guess you're gonna give me straight vodka or something.
Why is that?
You don't like making complex drinks.
Haha, dude, no. I don't make ridiculous caffeine-laced milkshakes for overcompensating soccer dads. I'm happy to mix a cocktail within reason.
Og. What have you got then?
Jay's got everything you can think of. And then some.
Like go for a mint julep, I'm assuming? Hey. What's that outside? It's
The
a
gate?
man.
Oh,
Oh shit, it is a man.
oh, it is a man.
A big man. His name will be
Outside?
Greg.
Some guy out in the rain? Ah, shit.
It's the Rain Man. Maddie? Maddie, what's up?
Let's get started on that drink.
Is that Ned? Is that the famous
Is this Ned?
Are you Ned? He's gonna get a Ned
Ooh.
voice if it is Ned, but until now he just gets a morning. I? Hello, recently departed. Who's saying this? Is this the... Hey, that hat you're wearing kind of makes you look like... Ned... Who is that? What? Ned Kelly, obviously. Could have sworn you're standing outside literally a second ago.
I think that...
this one, Carcut.
Good morning to you too, Ned.
It is Ned. Okay,
is
he's
Ned.
getting a Ned Flanders voice. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, Madeline.
Piss off, Nedward. That's not even my full name.
Isn't it, Maddie? Chase said it was. He never lies.
He never said that.
Well, no. But it was worth a try.
A try at what? Catching me off balance? Some shit along those lines? Mate, I am so off balance right now that a light breeze would knock me head over my arse. Don't push me.
Oh, Mom.
Now
Oh,
it's not
wait.
the
It's
time.
not that voice anymore.
No, it's
Hey, my Mint Jubilee is great.
not the time.
Just wanted to contribute to that
Not the
conversation.
time.
So, did you catch the game last night?
The Australian Football League provides everyone with a chance to root for your local team, unless you're Tasmanian. No. And I do not care to discuss the egg sport with you or anyone else. Don't
Egg
try
sport.
it. Egg sport.
Oof. Just making polite conversation.
Who is this?
You should try it sometime. It's Ned.
No, but who is Ned? Maybe.
Ned.
Not for you, though. You've never come in during daylight hours before. What do you want?
Nothing much. I've talked to Che at some point, but I can wait, seeing as he's missing.
Planning on sending out a search party?
Might do. Be ashamed to lose an old friend by letting him wander into some train tracks or something.
Well, yeah. Shut up. He's upstairs, last I saw.
What was the last you saw, Maddie? Tell me. Why does his face look so weird?
Don't know. Why are you like this?
What was it?
Last saw him walking upstairs.
So he could be anywhere then. He could be in Tahiti. Probably fled the country to dodge the master time debt you all are racking up.
Some obligations have a way of following you, no matter where you run to. He can't go that far. I've got him on a pretty tight leash. And in regards to the debt,
Aha! It's not your problem.
you must not have heard.
Not your problem.
Nonverbal sigh.
What's going on?
Che! Am I comfortable with saying that?
That's for you to decide.
That
and
is
me
for-
to laugh at if you are.
Your shithead friend Ned is here.
I like how that's the better alternative. Oi. I'm a disgruntled gent. Not a shithead, dickhead, whatever. I'll be down in a sec.
Yeah, sure, but you also work for the Council of Death. So even if you're a distinguished gent, it cancels out.
Council of Death like a normal city council? Shit, I went into the Ned voice. Normal city council? Except for whatever wherever dead people live? That sentence doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but the only trash that needs to be collected is right in front of me.
This guy? He's doing the thing. Is it me?
No. You. You're the trash, Ned. The trash
Me?
is you. It's you. Ned, the trash man from hell. Because councils pick up trash. That's the joke.
That's a good joke. Very funny. I'm glad you explained it.
He's even got a head shaped like a rubbish bin. It's totally fitting.
Ellipses. Humph. I'm not from hell.
I don't care. And to be clear, Ned, in case we weren't already, you are the trash.
Yeah, I get it. You know how long Che's gonna be?
Don't
We're
know.
supposed to play Transformers.
He was busy upstairs with Ashley. They were playing Transformers together without you.
That bitch. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I had to hide like 5 steak knives from her. I didn't even know we had 5 steak knives. We don't even serve steak. Which one is this? Ned is saying this,
is
right?
Ned. Yeah, that's Ned. Ned turned his head.
Bit quiet there, mate. How long you've been sitting there? Does it matter? Well, your employee's being very rude to me. So if you heard any of that...
I keep trying to tell him.
Ah, my employee. Yes. We have some catching up to do. I don't follow. Did she quit?
Maddie's not the one. Maddie's not one to back away from a challenge, but if she did, she wouldn't be the first.
Did you fire her for gross incompetence? Far from that. There's been a bit of a shake-up in the cafe's management structure since you last visited. Oh no. Don't tell me you gave her the whole thing. Okay, I won't tell you.
I tried to tell you before, man.
Does anyone else like mint chew, please?
This poor guy. He's just trying to chill before he eventually
These
has
are
to
his
leave.
last moments.
Yeah.
And he's spending it watching what is essentially a big angry family fight each other.
Pretty much.
Because this is great. Now I'm nearly done, but also my tongue is numb and I'm wondering what the deal with that is. Is there something you wanted to discuss? I need a drink before we get through all that. Where does he drink through? Sure. The usual?
His eyes.
Gross. Yes, please. Mugs.
Mugs.
How come he gets a curly straw?
This is Ned, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, Che. Soon made tale of how and why you handed down the cafe to this person. Well,
Every man's got his price.
can my price be a curly straw too?
Buddy, I'll give you 2 if it means you'll stop complaining about numb lips.
Yeah, what did you make this with?
I couldn't find half the ingredients, so I put in a bunch of baijiu and, chili seeds. It's got some of the stuff, though, so it's a mint julep in spirit, if nothing else.
Does this have any mint or julep in it? At all?
It definitely may be lacking mint, and I cannot confirm nor deny the existence of the mythical julep. To some people, this place seems otherworldly. For others, this is just the world they live in. You asked for a baijiu earlier, though, so there you go. Mission complete.
Maddie? I am getting very drunk very fast.
Baijiu will do that to you. Here, I think you should have a little lie down. I'll get you some water.
I'm as strong as an ox. I don't need no lie down.
Sean, my dude, you absolutely need to get horizontal as soon as possible. You can sober up at one of the booths in the back. It's nice and quiet over there.
Yeah. Oh, fight ya.
I'll win, though. Up you get, mate.
Bloody hell. It would have been helpful if you told me about this before. Probably. I'm not worried about it. Maddie knew what she was getting into with this whole cafe situation. And it's natural that it might take a while for her to get the hang of running a business. Bloody hell. That sounds weird in this voice. Bit of a dog's dinner, though, isn't it?
Dog's dinner. Ned would know.
Oh, for sure. But it'll get better. Hopefully. Like
Hopefully.
I said, not worried about it. Well, you might want to hold your judgment on that for the moment. I am, unfortunately, here on official business. Oh. I shouldn't have given you the straw then.
No straw, right? No curly straw hat,
No,
right?
you shouldn't have. You give me too much power. I look quite silly. You want me to get rid of it? It's just Maddie. She won't use it to derail our conversation or make me look like a fool or anything like that.
Straw? No, get you one after your nap. You have a nap. You can sip the water like a normal person.
I'll put it with the dirty dishes then.
It looks like a treble cut. Oh!
Sacrifices I make for this job. Hey, you met me through it, so it can't be all bad. That was bloody 100 years ago. Man, really? Longer. Time flies when you're immortal, huh? Quasi-immortal. This whole rust bucket's still got an expiry date somewhere down the line.
Expiry. Time comes for us all. What's this about immortality?
Oh. Hey, you should buy more plants.
Shut up! Sorry, continue. Immortality?
Nothing that I'd trust you with, that's for sure.
Aw, don't you want to see crotchety old me being rude to youngsters in 100 years?
Truly, I do not. But thank you for asking. Our future doesn't need amateur necromancers.
Amateur can describe someone who's not good enough to turn pro, but it could also mean someone who's passionately engages in something just for the pure love of it. You're a loss. So, you two heading upstairs?
Truly? Ned does, in fact, have something fairly important to discuss with you.
Oh?
About the debt you owe. For the council?
Yeah, I know. What about it?
Oh no.
Oh, he stood up.
Maddie. It's time. You owe us over 600 hours. That's more than I have on Hades. Chase signed the contract. The hours, or the cafe. You own the cafe, so you own the debt. And tonight, I've come to collect. Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a cutscene.
Oh, is this our anime opening moment?
It is! Oh, she's putting on the glasses.
Damn, Maddie will never have drip.
Necromancy. Who?
Well, this is literally like an anime opening for a video game, huh?
Yep,
Ned. Was
Ned.
this the council or something?
that is a good question. It's the anime glasses. This is an anime opening.
It's literally an anime opening. I am just tickled pink that this takes place in Australia.
Achievement unlocked. Visitation. I really like the presentation of this game, though. It's very nice. And, like, the camera
Very
does...
nice.
Oh, it's them!
What are them?
The funky robots. Look, this one, this one's body is a milk carton.
I don't want to use voices because I'm finishing my sandwich.
That was kind of intense. Do they do that often? The song and dance thing? Yeah, what do they think they are? Some sort of anime street gang? What sort of self-obsessed jerk has their own theme song? Don't be a downer, pal. No, I was talking about the dramatic encounter. Oh, between Maddie and Ned? Yes. Yeah, they've got chemistry. Not the romantic kind, the explosive kind. Can't leave them in the same room together or they'll kill each other. Bad history? Maddie's just a seriously troublesome person from Ned's perspective. Doesn't help that she can't stop herself from pulling pranks on him. No, I suppose not. I mean, he doesn't make it easy either. I don't think he's used to having his authority questioned. She gets really under her skin. Wasn't he a famous criminal? And therein lies the irony of the situation. What a strange world we live in.
And they're not even alive, some of them.
Yep.
Why are there expositional robots like the old Muppets?
I don't know, but it's great.
There we go. Love those old Muppets.
Hmm. Is it exploration time? Do I get to explore? Oh. There shouldn't be a depressing memory for any of us. Oh! It's... Doodle mode is now available. You can now speak to Ashley in Doodle mode. Oh!
Yo!
I have unlocked the upstairs. What is Doodle mode? How do I activate Doodle mode?
When you go to Ashley to activate it.
Oh, Maddie's inbox. Hang on. Oh, play its advisory something.
Yeah, so you need to go to Ashley to activate Doodle mode.
And where is Ashley?
Are there a bunch of words floating around things?
That's things I can interact with. Ashley is literally down there, except I cannot go down stairs. Cleaning in progress. Ashley's down
You
there,
can
but
interact with things. Interact with things, perhaps she'll become available.
perhaps. Let's see here. Billiards 1. Brad took a sip from his beer. It was non-alcoholic, but there was something about the dry aftertaste that kept him frosty. He leaned over the table and lined up his next shot. He eyed the problematic 9-ball in the upper right corner. He had a low percentage shot on it if he elected to bank it in, but he had 2 other stripes in the lower left to set it up. If he had an audience, he'd go for the bank shot for sure. He liked the chance to shine. But today, there was no one to impress, no audience for flashy low percentage shots. He took the shots on the 11 and 12, and 3 shots later sunk the 9. An easy shot on the 8 and sealed the deal. Brad scanned the table. 4 solid balls remain. A dismal performance on his part. Or stellar performance on the part of the Stripes player. That was the problem with playing against herself. You always won, but you always lost too. Brad chugged the remainder of his beer and added it to his collection of empties, which now stood 5 bottles strong. He took a moment to survey the room. His table was the only one of the 4 that was in use. That didn't come as any surprise to him. It was early in the evening, and he had grown accustomed to spending time alone in this room. He knew what he could come here to be alone, and when the other sharks showed up. Brad grabbed his triangle. It was looped around his collection of beer bottles, to set the balls in order for another round. Someone came up the stairs, and Brad looked briefly, long enough to see a woman who he recognized as the dour-faced barkeep who had served him the beer that had kept him company for the past hour or 2. Several steps behind the woman, he saw an older-looking man. The man stopped in front of the table opposite of Brad's and began chalking up his cue. Brad directed his attention to the man. He usually offered people a game when they came up, but the man seemed prepared to keep to himself, so Brad said nothing and tried to focus on his own table. He stood up to break and the older man coughed as he shot. He hit the cue ball just a fraction of a degree off. It bounced off the rack into one of his side pockets as the rest of the balls jostled around the table. Stink. Brad didn't swear when he was playing. Fool.
What's with the line breaks?
I don't know. His earliest experience with competitive billiards had been in an environment that forbade obscenities and issued foul penalties every time he let out involuntarily.
Can I say fuck for you?
Yes.
Okay, you can say shit
Yeah.
though.
Shit or...
Fuck.
Thank you. He had to find cleaner substitutes. Break, came the sound from the old man's table. 2, 3, 4... Brad put down his break cue and picked up the leather-tipped cue that was leaning against the table. 5, 6... Brad chalked his cue, trying to avoid the tilt from his bad break. 7, 8... He lined up to shoot, but realized that the man was already fishing his balls out of the pockets and collecting them in the triangle. Brad did a double take. Had the man sunk the 8th ball after his 8 strokes, including break? Brad continued playing his own table, but kept an eye on the older man this time. It happened again. Break. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A perfect clean sweep. As the old man began clearing the table, Brad walked over. "Excuse me," he said. "I couldn't help but notice you just hit 2 perfect games." "What's that?" The man turned to Brad, squinting at him. Brad repeated himself, a bit louder this time. "I was just complimenting you on 2 perfect games. Impressive stuff." The man heaved his shoulders. "Sometimes you get a bit of luck on your side." "Still," said Brad, "you don't see novices hitting 2 consecutive perfect games." The man offered another effectual shrug. "Do you, want to play a game?" Brad gestured to his own table, which was already set up. Most of the people who come around here tend to be novices. I've been itching for a bit of competition. Brad paused, but the man said nothing. "Of course, if you'd prefer to play your own table, I don't mean to intrude." "We can play," said the man.
Okay, now that somebody else here, I have to go take a piss.
Hello.
Hello.
Though if...
What is...
Necrobarista.
Do you get to be a barista?
It's a visual novel where, there's some stuff happening, but I'm exploring and reading through lore.
But is the MC a barista or...
Yes.
Okay.
She owns a cafe where the dead and the living can, like, mingle together, but the dead have 24 hours before they have to leave.
So you're keeping the dead and the alive hydrated.
Yes. Okay.
What about yourself?
I did. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Water.
Never gets old.
Okay. Though if I can get a perfect... Though if I can shoot perfect a 3rd time, you won't get to. "I'd be impressed if you could pull that off," said Brad. The older man racked the balls, and stepped away from the table to let Brad break. Brad leaned over the table and took several practice strokes before finally connecting with the cue ball. The break was weaker than he had expected, but he managed to sink 1 ball. He looked at the table, annoyed, and realized that he hadn't bothered to check if the rack was frozen before he broke. His next shot was straight into the middle pocket. He briefly visualized the trajectory of the cue ball in his mind. It would easily knock the 6th ball in, and then bounce toward the front of the table. Brad wasn't confident of where exactly the ball would stop, but he was confident he'd be able to do something with it. He took the shot, and the 6th ball went in. Solids.
This man clearly watches Rick and Morty.
After the cue ball settled, he found himself with no good options. Brad smiled. Making something out of nothing was his specialty, and after a few moments of eyeing different angles, he settled on a shot toward one of the bottom pockets. A striped ball was in the way, so Brad hit the cue ball several degrees to the side, curving its trajectory around the enemy ball. It made the solid 3 ball, and the shot was made. Brad looked at the man, hoping for some kind of reaction. The man's mouth remained a flat line, but his eyebrows arched. If anything, the man's lack of obvious expression struck him as a deliberate attempt not to show a response. That he had managed to get a slight rise out of the old man felt like a sweet victory. Brad made his next shot quickly, an easy straight-in shot on the 2 ball, made without thinking about where the cue ball would land. That was a problem for future Brad, but several seconds later, present Brad found himself scolding past Brad for putting him in such a foul position. He was corner-hooked. With the cue ball trapped next to the corner pocket, the only angles available to Brad existed in a 60-degree arc. He surveyed his limited options and breathed a sigh of relief as a relatively straightforward blank shot presented itself. It was an awkward angle, but he knew he could coax the 3 ball into the opposite pocket. He took the shot, watching as the 3 ball rolled compliantly into its designated pocket. Unfortunately, the cue ball went with it, ending Brad's turn and placing the ball in the man's possession. Ah, stink. Brad could have sworn the man winked at him as he fished the cue ball out and lined up a single shot on a side pocket. The 9 went in, and then the 11, and the 12. Brad found himself taking it for granted that each striped ball would enter its designated pocket, and instead focus on the cue ball. Somehow, the cue ball always wound up in a position that presented the oldster with the ideal chip shot. Ball after ball fell off the bed, until finally only the black 8 ball remained, and Brad's solids remained. Fortunately for Brad, the 8 ball and the cue ball were at opposite sides of the table, with several Brads in between. The man eventually gave up and settled for a defensive shot that put the cue ball behind the 8. Now the tables were turned. Brad was the one cut off from his balls. He lived for shots like this.
Sorry.
Yeah?
Nothing.
Yeah, something?
This feels like a men writing women type of thing, but with pool.
Uh-huh. Also, did you take a look at what one of the characters wanted to try and order? Take a look at Streaming Muted channel.
Oh boy. Least complex Starbucks order.
He took the shot. The cue ball hit the 8, and the 8 hit the 1, and the 1 hit the 7, bouncing it against the front of the table and into one of the side pockets. Brad couldn't help but smile. Things couldn't have gone better even if he planned them. Instinct and muscle memory did what his calculating mind couldn't. Now that the table was conveniently free of striped balls, Brad had no trouble sinking the remaining consecutive shots he needed to close out the game. As Brad lined up the final shot on his 8 ball, he studied the older guy. If the man was reacting, he couldn't tell. Brad closed his eyes and completed the final stroke as he always did. He wasn't really religious. He stopped going to church with his mom when he was 12, but it always felt right to leave the results of the game to God. Damn,
Nerd.
said the old man as the 8 ball fell into his pocket. Brad flinched. He had been hoping for some praise from the man for winning the game. Perhaps a damn was all that the man was prepared to offer. Excuse me, said Brad, but I don't think we bother to exchange names. I'm Brad. Thomas. The old man extended a hand. I've got to say, you're quite a player. I take it you're not from around here. No, said the man. I grew up in Brisbane, retired in Sydney. I'm just passing through. Brad nodded. I figured. I actually grew up in this neighborhood. Played on tables just like these when I was a kid, so I know most of the folks on the local competitive circuit. I guess someone like you would have to play competitively, huh? You don't pick up skills like that in a tiny pond. You'd be surprised, said Thomas. A man can accomplish quite a bit when he's given enough idle time. But you have played competitively, said Brad. I used to, yes. I actually formally retired many years ago, but I kept a table at home for practice to keep my mind sharp. Where'd you compete? Oh, I toured in England. Wait, said Brad. You were a pro? A pro makes a salary, said Thomas. I won enough to cover my travel expenses, and to make up for the time I spent not working a real job. Brad couldn't hide his excitement.
So
Wait.
he made money.
Yep. Wait, you said
Okay.
England. Did you ever play in the World's Billiards Championship? Yep, said the old man. I played on a WBC for a few years, but eventually I decided the title was a summit I'd never reach. So I quit. Wait, said Brad again. You said your name was Thomas. Are you... Thomas Walsh? Indeed I am, said Thomas. You're a legend! I think you might be overstating it, said Thomas. Even when I was at my prime, I wasn't the best. Results speak for themselves. Can you say this for me?
No, yeah. Nah, fuck that!
Said Brad. You're a finalist for 6 years running. Nobody's ever been
Coward.
that consistent. Even the best pros who managed to run hot burn out after more than 2 or 3 years. Thomas sipped his beer. I've spent hundreds of hours watching your videos, said Brad. Didn't realize there were videos of me, said Thomas. I have tapes from the finals of 1976 and 1968, said Brad. They didn't record them before that, but your last 2 years got recorded for posterity. There are kind of rarities at this point, but I had a coach who had a vault of old footage. Coach? Thomas arched an eyebrow. Yeah, said Brad. You didn't have a coach? Tom shook his head. We mostly just taught ourselves, and each other. Sometimes you got to practice with people better than you, but that was it. Well, I mostly taught myself, said Brad. But after winning some regionals, I joined a team so that I could get sponsored and have a group to train with. Interesting. Oh, hi, Mega!
Hello. Are we streaming?
Yes, we are still.
Yes.
Actually, this works out. After I finish reading this, can one of you read the next one? Because if I keep reading all of these, my throat is going to collapse before we
Is it
eventually
still
get to the main
going?
story. Yes.
Your fault for playing a visual novel on
Yes.
stream.
But I did not expect for there to be literal short stories.
It's called a visual novel.
Yes.
There's no visuals to this.
You're
It's a single still image.
Yes. Brad waited
That's
for
a
Thomas to
visual.
question further, but no question came, so he
If I
decided to
close my
continue
eyes,
without an
bitch.
invitation.
But if you close your eyes... Sorry.
I won the WBC in 2012. No long since then, I take it, said Thomas. Brad stammered out. Well, yeah. He laughed, awkward. I've never been a consistent player. Not like you, anyway. He offered a sheepish grin. My mom had an album full of article clippings talking about me like I was some kind of prodigy. Next big thing. Now it feels like I'll forever be a footnote in history. Brad waited for the words of affirmation. We can hear that, Mega.
Yeah, we.
Oh shit, can you
can.
shit? My bad.
Brad waited for the words of an affirmation to come from his hero. Thomas just took another drink from his glass, finishing it off before sending it down to Brad's empty bottles. Said Brad, feeling foolish. Can I get you a drink in exchange for another game? It would be a real pleasure. Sure, said Thomas. Get me a... Guinness? Guinness. Actually, make it two. Brad sprinted down the stairs and returned several minutes later with a tray bearing 2 pints of Guinness. Thomas began setting up the table for the next game, Brad hovering over him. You know, this place is pretty magical. Getting to play a game of pool like this, he wasn't quite sure how to say it, but he figured Thomas knew what he was getting at. I mean, this is the sort of place where anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? Not anything, said Thomas. There are limits. Well, yeah, said Brad. But still, 2 former champs coming back from, beyond the grave, so to speak. That's not the kind of encounter you'd expect to have anywhere else. Thomas looked at him. Magical indeed. When you walked up here, I didn't realize that you were, he rubbed his chin. Let's just say I don't meet a lot of pool pros at bars. He took a sip of his beer. You want to break? Sure. Brad broke, with hands guided by instinct, managed to sink 5 balls consecutively. Like magic, his shots always connected. Some people might buckle under pressure, but Brad's performance seems to always rise to the occasion. With just 2 straight balls left, Brad knew he was on a streak. But as he lined up his next shot, he took a moment to consider the position of the 8 ball. It was nestled in an awkward position behind Thomas' balls, but he could clear a path to it while sinking the last stripe. Brad looked to the sea of balls, and knew that there was no way for him to mentally calculate every vector, but instinct had gotten them this far, and he wasn't about to stop listening to it now. Brad took the last shot, and the cue ball knocked the last striped ball into the corner pocket. Then the cue ball bounced off the table back towards Thomas's cluster of balls. Brad grinned in elation as the cue ball hit a solid, which hit another, and another, in a chain reaction that sent the 8 ball heading right toward the corner, just like he wanted. It was headed toward the corner where there was no balls to intercept it. It was headed towards the corner, into the pocket. He stopped grinning. Brad knew that with a glowing dread that the friction of the cloth wouldn't be enough to stop the ball in time. He watched the impending disaster happen in slow motion, powerless to stop it. The game had been going so well. He had been about to hit a perfect game in front of his childhood hero, and now he was going to lose it in the most inglorious way imaginable. An accidental, illegal combination shot. Brad closed his eyes, but not even God could help him now. He didn't need to see it. The sound of the ball plunking into this pocket was enough. He'd lost the
A
game.
little dramatic for a fucking
Piss
game.
off.
It's a goddamn.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's the end of this section.
Oh my god!
That was
God,
it?
you can
That's how it
move around.
ended?
It says 1, so there's more.
No.
Please stop.
Are you fucking kidding
Maybe
me?
this game isn't the best to stream.
You know, we can just
Yeah.
continue with it if I
I
figure
feel
out how
like
to
they
go
should have made
downstairs.
this a book rather
There are
than.
a few other games we could be playing instead.
We can
Oh.
head back downstairs once I figure out how to go back downstairs. Cause the stairs
you
are
get-
kind of blocked.
You got doors stuck.
Wait.
Just clip through the walls.
Oh shoot. Is
Oh
this?
boy.
Okay.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, that's
oh,
Ned.
god damn it. Okay. You're overdue this week.
Said Ned. He tapped the list of rules that Maddie kept posted by the door.
This 24-hour rule? Are you sure you've been enforcing it?
I think how we run things around here is none of your business, said Maddie.
Maddie.
Actually, it's absolutely my business. I will kick you from this call.
Said Ned.
In fact, keeping the rules is basically my only business. That's kind of what the word fuck. Word enforcer means. I'm supposed to scold you for breaking the rules.
So odd with me,
Fine.
said Ned.
Let me check your ledger.
We don't keep a ledger, said Maddie.
Maybe you should.
Said Ned.
Lots of places do. It's a great system. You have someone stand at the door and have them mark down whenever someone comes in or leaves. And you forcibly evict people who are overstaying their welcome. I'm amazed that you don't have a system like that in place.
Ned is about to expose 27 different tax code violations.
Oh, Che.
God damn it. Some people overstay their welcome, other people's understay it.
Said Che.
There's no need to be... There's no need to strictly keep track of how long people stay, right? Just maintain the balance. Yeah, right.
Said Ned.
All that matters is maintaining the balance. So maintain the balance, because when you don't, then we have a problem.
We're a bit short-staffed to have someone acting as a full-time doorman, said Maddie.
Nobody wants to
Figure
work.
it out.
Said Ned. He tapped the board listing the rules.
Ain't 24 hours, 23 hours. When you say 24 hours, people think that just colloquially means one day and they don't pay attention to the specific time. When you say 23 hours, people actually have to keep track of what time it is. That would be fine.
Said Che.
Except for the part where you're cutting time off people's stay. Trust me,
Said Ned.
anyone who would go right at the limit is probably going to go over it. 23 hours is going to mean 23 hours plus an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half hour plus however long it takes to finish their drink. And if they leave in less than 24 hours, who gives a shit? I give a shit.
Said Che.
You're right, you should give a shit.
Said Ned.
Not a shit talk. In fact, you should celebrate whenever you manage to scooch someone out of here in under 24 hours because the balance is upset and you've got to correct it. You can either correct the balance in 1 hour at a time, or the council come in here and repossess some souls. Or we can find someone who knows how to manage this property responsibly.
He turned to Che.
Come on, buddy. I don't want to have to take this place away from you.
That would be quite the...
Wah, 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 wah.
That would be quite the
Bless you.
escalation, said Maddie.
Well, you're already on the first level of escalation, which is a stern talking to.
Said Ned.
Try not to escalate it any further.
Che sighed.
Wheel?
Maddie cut him off. We'll change the rule to 23 hours, okay? Buzz off.
Wow, really?
said Ned.
Well, okay then. And while you're rewriting the signs, you should also take the green tea frappuccino off the menu. Frap should be for coffee, not tea.
Done, said Maddie,
Wait, really?
said Ned.
Damn, I didn't realize you're so open to feedback. Also, that caramel...
We'll take it under advisement, said Maddie, placing a hand on Ned's chest and physically pushing him towards the door.
Large man too. Hold up.
Said Ned.
What are you doing?
Removing an unwanted guest, said Maddie. I need to practice if we're going to start enforcing those rules you care about so much,
Now I...
said Ned as he continued backpedaling to stay upright.
Look, you could just...
Bye, said Maddie as Ned crossed the threshold out of the cafe and Maddie shut the door in his face. She turned around, leaning her back against the door inside. Che raised an eyebrow.
Serious about this rule change?
Yeah, said Maddie. I'll change the sign in the menu after we close tonight.
Wait, really?
The rule change is just to keep him off her back, said Maddie.
And the menu thing?
I've been meaning to take that off anyway, said Maddie. It's the kind of menu item that attracts the worst sort of people,
Well, okay.
said Che.
Though I do think we should change the rule back 24 hours after things have had enough time to balance out.
Of course, said Maddie. Wouldn't want to upset the balance too far in the opposite direction. What do we do with all that extra time anyway? Oh.
It's done.
Can
If this is
I
a
can
dumb
go
video,
downstairs
I'm
now!
blocking you from DMs,
Go
by the
down.
way. That's
Enter
just a
doodle
warning.
mode.
Oh, I've seen this, never mind. Okay.
I can enter doodle mode!
What a character model. What a goddamn character model that is.
By the way, Mega, you should see. Did you see the order that one of the characters tried to take?
I did not.
Look in muted streaming channel.
Okay.
It's a Giga Shed. He's
Just
also
the average
passed out in the booth
Starbucks
right now.
order.
They're called Ashlings?
Yeah, they're ashlings. Whenever an
You
ashling
can
appears
draw
to,
what? That's
you'll
such
be
a
able to
good
see your
feature.
artistic masterpiece. Oh, doing Jacoby, Kepler, or
Jacoby.
Lovelace?
Gonna mail
Jacoby?
the computer over to
Yeah.
Hunter, let him draw them all.
You could draw. Oh, that's so great. Oh, that's a horrible noise. Make it pogging. Make it pogging. Please make
Wait,
it
these
pogging.
these are controls for. Hang on, clear drawing. Move cursor, draw face, clear drawing, reset drawing, save. Okay. That is not a great sound effect, if I'm gonna be real.
My god, you're making a Lenny face? That is not okay. Yeah.
I'm really trying
Okay.
to make a pog here.
Oh. Oh no.
I think the eyes need to be bigger. Or the mouth.
The mouth
No,
needs to
not-
be bigger.
Well, okay.
The mouth. The pog mouth is a very. It's like a sideways heart almost.
Hang on.
What are you using to draw this? Is this like controller or?
My mouse. Bold of you to
Oh.
assume that my controller works. Okay, save.
I see.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
my
it's a little
that's
more poggy.
alright, that's my best one.
Smooch. It looks like he's trying to give you a little smooch.
Yes.
Oh god.
There we go.
Oh, that's
He's
great.
gonna have that forever.
Can't believe you've done this.
Can I
But
give
of
it a
course.
face to the others too?
Hey,
Not quite yet.
Hunter.
Hey.
I DM'd you the thing.
Yeah, I've already seen that video.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Anyway, Mega, what do you think of that order that guy tried?
Oh, I haven't seen it quite. I'm playing video games right now.
Ah, of course you are.
Shook. I'm shook.
Yes, I do know that I can access doodle mode. Oh god.
You're
really?
zooming right now. Jesus.
Yep.
Talk to Ashley. I've not actually seen her face yet. Oh, okay.
See, I think all of the oh,
Wait, who are you?
I don't
Who are
know. I'm just exploring.
I thought that you were I thought you were Maddie, but I guess not.
Nope. we use Maddie to continue.
You
All
want to not explore? Oh,
No, I feel like if I read the other things, my throat's gonna explode. I feel like we should just continue the story for now. And plus,
there's
we can always
probably a
explore later.
crackpot.
Yeah, maybe
Explore.
you should do that off camera.
Yeah.
Some mining off camera.
We do a bit of
You
mining
know.
off camera.
Oh, that guy's still here.
Are we gonna keep playing this after stream?
Are
Day
we?
2, 12 p.m. The terminal.
That's a question for N.
Whoa. He's giving him to stare. Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
Don't wanna. You shouldn't waste your last hours on Earth sleeping.
Whoever said I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead probably had a different idea of how things would play out after death.
Man, I was hoping that I was having a really long, weird dream.
Oh, I feel like I should explain. This game takes place in Australia.
It does. That's why one of the characters has an accent. Sorry, no such luck.
One and only one of the characters has an
Some more pedantic magical practitioners are quite bothered by flippant and colloquial use of the word luck. Che isn't one of them.
I'm still having trouble getting my head around it. I totally understand. Want a coffee?
Oh my god.
With
Huh?
alcohol in it? Yo, the stairs.
No, you see, this is advertiser-friendly apple
Yeah.
juice.
Just something simple. Hipster coffee coming right up. His side profile looks strange. What's going on downstairs? I didn't even know you had a downstairs. There's more to this place than meets the eye. Maddie's down there, desperately trying to fix our debt situation. Sounds like she's hosting a cage match or something. Well, not exactly. She's mentioned wanting to do that.
Oh.
There's some wrestler called the Red Comet that she wouldn't stop talking about for a while. Ha! And then, because of that, Ashley got obsessed with wrestling for a bit and tried to kept trying to suplex me.
That's amazing.
Ashley's small, so she has to opt for wrestling moves that control the opponent's weight instead of trying to lift them.
N.
Yeah?
That's you.
Shut
Did
up.
she manage to?
Haven't you threatened to
He's
judo
tiny.
throw me?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Can
what
you
I'm
do that?
saying.
Can you do that, please?
That would
Couple
be
of
that
times.
would be a feat.
It's been a really
I
long
would
while.
pay so much money to sit. I'd pay like $100.
It's been a
to see
really
that.
long while. I don't even remember. I don't know if I remember how to anymore.
Please do that.
Oh no.
Ha!
N gets peer pressured. Oh,
It was
man.
very humiliating. I can imagine. But to properly answer your question, Maddie's running a gambling ring. Oh,
Engineer gambling.
When you find yourself standing on the brink of death, a wager could be a chance at salvation, or the last chance to feel danger. Both of these appeal to different types of patrons.
What are the reasonings
Downstairs?
for these like tooltips like that?
why not?
They're just quips, and
All
I
by
love
yourself?
that.
It's a very strange way to
Fairly
do that.
unconventional one.
His mouth on the side. Okay.
And by unconventional, you mean mortals generally aren't involved. The stakes are higher than usual. You cut me off, son of a bitch. Coffee's ready. That took a while. Go over and get it.
Am I even gonna bring it to him?
Come get you coffee. They gamble for time, among other things.
God.
No.
You don't sound like you're a huge fan of the idea. I'm not. It's undignified. I mean, as long as Maddie's not in danger, that shouldn't be
Yeah?
Coffee had alcohol. Council doesn't like it. They turn a blind eye because we don't cause any trouble otherwise. But I'd rather not have to worry about bad things coming our way. because Maddie refuses to approach the problem from a different angle. And by the problem, you mean the debt, yeah? I was pretty drunk, but I think I remember Maddie storming off after Ned turned up. Yes. I'm a bit worried about her.
A bit meaning a lot.
I wish I could help. You all seem pretty nice. Thoughts appreciated. Maddie will figure it out eventually, though, I'm sure. She just needs time.
She really does need time.
Hey, thanks for the coffee, by the way. I just realized you haven't actually made me pay for a bunch of them. How do you expect to pay for them? Oh, right. Yep, no cash. If I were feeling particularly capricious,
Yeah.
I'd ask you to pay in time. But you're a nice kid, and you need every minute you've got. So, a cinematic camera angle. Zhoosh.
Oh.
You want to head downstairs?
Mhm.
You can see your eyes darting at the stairs. Staring at the stairs, even. I'm not going to go down, but I'm also not going to stop you. Yeah, if that's okay. Go on then. I'll stick around up here. Hit the sip.
The sip of the coffee.
That was the only animation they could afford.
Catch you in a bit. Here he goes.
They had a whole
Godspeed.
entire anime sequence, though.
They did have an anime opening.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
wild.
I see. Okay, question before they just go straight back into 10 years more dialogue. How does that work, like, paying in time? Like, can they just
Don't.
That's just how it works.
sell a part of
No.
their soul?
They have 24 hours.
They have
and
24 hours,
it
and if they go
stores-
over it, they have 24 hours, and if they go over, then it, like, causes debt.
Yeah, the place like keeps track of it.
Yeah.
What?
The stairs that
Like
led
this
to the
just
basement were
mentioned, yeah.
solid and well-worn, with smooth ruts on each step and a handrail that had been polished through a silky sheen through years of use. Kishan had always liked stairwells. People never lingered in them
What?
for long, and he found them to be a good place to catch a breather. He wasn't obsessed with them. That'd be weird. But he definitely appreciated a nice set of stairs.
I think he has just a small amount of obsession.
On further
Stair
reflection,
fetish.
it was probably a little weird.
There it is.
Jesus,
Downstairs,
it's like a
Maddie's
scene from Always Sunny.
Maddie's audience clamored for blood. Then the dead find blood sports compelling.
They look like mannequins.
From you to me. With the understanding that your remaining moments on this plane are limited, you surrender this time freely, without coercion, as agreed. Contract fulfilled. You're free to go. Everything comes at a price. Nothing risked, nothing gained. Phew. That's 3 in a row.
Alright, 3 in a row, you bloodthirsty bastards.
The crowd cheered. Maddie was clearly an expert at winding them up into a frenzy.
Wait, was that Maddie saying that?
I don't
Oh,
think
fuck.
so. I think that was the crowd. Who's next?
Don't
The
worry
room
about it.
fell dead silent. Come on, isn't anyone brave enough to challenge me? I thought you came here to play with knives, you pansies. Seriously, anyone? Don't hold
Oh,
out
they're
on
playing
me.
that knife game?
Oh, that's a cough.
Off.
Do I need to pick someone from the crowd then? Is this what we've come to? Maddie's gaze swept the audience. Kashan, good to see you upright. Interested in a game of skill?
Me?
Oh,
Yes,
God.
you.
Oh. Sure.
Give me some enthusiasm, my man.
Sure. What's the game?
5-finger fillet. Some of the
It's
people
the
in
five.
here.
I fucking called
Some
it.
of the people in here just call it the knife game. You ever heard of it?
Oh, what is it?
Uh,
Oh, finally something I'm good at.
what?
I'm perfect at cutting
Episode
off my own
3.
fingers.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine, Dr. Freeman.
Oh, it's knife time.
Oh,
You've got a lot of knives in this place.
Tell me about it.
Damn, this thing has a good weight to it.
Of course. Wouldn't make you compete with an inferior tool.
Ha.
What?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to... What the fuck is that word? Sieg?
Segway.
That's how you spell
segue?
That's how you spell Segway?
Yeah.
Really?
That's how you
stupid.
What? That's how you spell Segway?
Not. I mean, you could just use the traditional method, but
That's a weird.
look, English, okay?
That looks French.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see this.
It's nice how I know
that's how you
words
spell
like
Segway?
these, yet like I've misspelled acquired for as long as I can remember until somebody corrected me on it last year and I had a mental breakdown.
So like acquired.
I think I swapped the C and Q.
Huh.
Or no.
ACQUIRE.
Yeah. No,
You do
no.
AQC.
Also, Mega, do you see this?
No, hold on. I think dude, I don't fucking remember.
Why'd you
I know
say you
I've
wanna see if you're
misspelled.
not gonna look?
I have misspelled a fair amount of words. Acquired might have been one of them. I know for a fact receive. I swapped the I
Wait,
and
how
E.
do they spell Segway?
Segue.
Oh yeah, no. I thought you guys were talking about Segway like the kind cops drive in malls. That's
No.
why I got
No.
confused.
Yeah, no, that's how you're. I don't fucking know. Some people still spell it like that, but clearly an English major wrote this one.
Shit, that was low-hanging fruit, wasn't it? Next time, mate.
Oh,
It might have been a different. It might have been a different word that was similar to acquired. My memory's not good.
Kashan did another experimental slash, and this time it made an audible whoosh. The spectators oohed and awed. But this wasn't for them. He knew that he had only one shot to get accustomed to the blade.
You're not archiving the stream, are you?
I am.
Oh fuck.
You done showing off?
I'm such a good speller.
nothing wrong with putting on a little show.
Sounds like you're stalling for time. Getting cold feet, perhaps?
Oh my god, they do the fucking
Not a
anime
chance.
mouth.
My feet are already cold. I'm dead.
Let's get started
Oh.
then. You know what you're wagering?
Jay mentioned something about you gambling with time.
Uh-oh.
It's not gambling if it's a game of skill. But that's beside the point. We're both wagering 4 hours. If you win, it comes from the cafe's balance. If I win, it comes from yours. You've got around 16 hours left in case if you weren't keeping track.
Shit, only that many?
Want a little extra time to play with, then?
Hell yes. Let's stop wasting and get this over with.
You sure you know what you're getting into? Most people are pretty shy about playing with the time they have left, especially when their tank's running as empty as yours.
Still 16 hours
Damn.
left.
Yeah.
Yep, come on. Unless you're getting cold feet.
Hardly. You've got 30 seconds. Smack the timer when you're ready.
Give us the smirk. Give us the smirk. He's not... Okay, you never
Aw.
didn't do it. He stabs his hand directly in the center on the first go. Are you supposed to be doing something?
Oh, no.
Never mind.
The crowd cheered and Kashan fed off their enthusiasm. In response, Maddie leaned back and tapped a finger on the table, feigning impatience. He met her eyes and grinned and continued his performance. His stabbing motion got faster as he went, to the point narrowly missing each of his fingers. Stabs, strong enough to dive the knife a millimeter or two into the table, were good if you wanted to put on a show. And of course, giving the spectators a show was part of the fun. You might be going fast enough to put on a show, but you're not fast enough to win.
But I do.
16 sets if I counted correctly. I think this is you.
Whoa.
Oh, this is the audience!
I couldn't do 16. That's how many men he beat me with. Is she gonna lose? Nah, she's gonna kick his arse.
Why was the one that
You
had
did
an
not
Australian
just
word in there not have the
unironically say
accent?
ours.
Nah,
That was
I
the
don't know.
That was in
dialogue.
the game.
That was in the game.
have,
This
like,
game takes
3
place in
actors.
Australia.
Really contributing to this stream.
Yes, sir.
I know.
You know it.
Not you.
Feeling good about that
Okay.
result?
Me.
Certainly am.
Rightio then. Watch closely.
Stabs her hand directly in the center. Okay, I will.
Max
Watch
Knuckles
closely.
shits pants.
16. 1,
Watch closely. Commits assault.
3, 7, 11. 1, 3, 7, 11, 15.
Told you, mate, she's unbeatable. Is it magic? She could cheat if she wanted to. Definitely not. She's just that good. Poor guy, he didn't know what he was getting into.
Sorry, mate.
You beat me fair and square. I'm pretty impressed.
I aim to please. I'll be taking those hours now if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. How does this work?
Oh, she's... Oh,
My heart.
just like this.
I loved
You won't
her.
feel a thing.
What?
Oh. Kashan felt a brief tightness in his chest, and just for a moment, the tips of Maddie's finger burned white hot.
Ow. Shit.
Sorry, I lied. It's done now, though. Alright. Does anyone else dare to compete with me? Come on, I'm looking for some actual decent opposition here. I'll take any challenge, even if it's chess or something.
Oh, is this a spectator thing?
I think.
Pretty sure.
Any challenge? I'll
Oh.
challenge you.
Oh no, that's Che. That's Che.
Oh,
I
fuck.
challenge you to fucking stop, please. Get everyone a drink. Rounds on me. The fucking barn door in their basement?
You don't?
I didn't realize you were
Don't
watching.
talk about that.
That reminds me. You remember the one other person that we haven't talked to in several years? That has
Yeah. He does have a
yeah.
barn door in
Yeah.
his basement. There wasn't anything happening upstairs and I got bored.
Right.
So, you took some hours from Kishan, huh?
Yes, I did.
Feel good about that?
Che,
Do you?
I won them fair and square.
He didn't know what he was getting into. It's an obvious power imbalance here that you're exploiting.
Che isn't one to let you forget the responsibilities that come with power.
With big,
Just
great
a
power
certified
comes greater
Spider-Man
abuse of
moment.
power.
He knew the rules.
Right. Wait a minute. Sorry to interrupt. Where'd you say the order was?
Oh my god.
What?
What?
I got you, big man.
No, just you'll figure it out eventually. Just go through all the chats.
I got
Yeah.
it.
That
It's
doesn't
fine,
change
I-
anything. You led him to believe that he'd get some extra time.
Maddie knows firsthand how seductive the promise of extra time can be. And?
Barring a miracle on his part, that absolutely wasn't going to happen.
It doesn't matter. He's just passing through. A couple of hours won't make any difference. I think it would, Maddie.
Oh, he's doing the thing.
Oh god, he's
Doing-
doing the pin wall thing.
Maddie, I'm disappointed in you. Why? This is not a pin to say things like this. And
Yeah.
our patrons respect us on Patreon. We need to earn their respect by treating them with respect ourselves.
You donate $5 a month, you can earn a special
I'm very
role in our
ashamed
Discord
in
server.
you.
You are cafe only fans. It's not respectful or dignified. Cheating vulnerable passers through out of their time. We're above that. We're better than that. We're the best.
God,
Around.
best.
Nothing's ever gonna take us down. I don't care whether you think it's dishonest or not. I want you to give that poor man his time back. Don't pout. This is serious. Feel like a broken record saying this. While I understand your intentions are good, you can't keep doing these things. Stop talking so much. Stop pogging.
It's all for you.
If you really wanted to do this for me, find another way. Maybe stop this
Yeah,
conversation.
could you like stop pushing her up against the wall, dude?
This isn't worth it, Maddie. It breaks my heart to see you like this. And I know that you're trying your hardest. But this really, truly is not worth sacrificing your own self-respect over. We fucking get it, man. Calm down. Everyone here is.
Oh my god.
Shut up! Shut up! You're wasting everybody's time. But you gambling with your hours just cheapens that.
I think we've gotten. I think we understand, my man.
Give the hours back. Shame. I was pretty great with the knife.
Still not as good as me.
I was pretty close.
Okay.
What?
What an epic animation that was.
What?
That
What?
animation was. I assure you, this animation was absolutely essential to the story.
Oh, they're back!
Oh god, what are
It's-
those?
it's
oh
them.
god.
Wait, hang on. You guys want to take them? You guys want to take them?
No, absolutely not. I think
Mega,
one of the
Wix?
other two should do them.
I want you to know, if you give them to me, I am going to slaughter them on purpose.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Like this. Real deep boy, real low.
Oh, I know exactly what voice I'm giving Lovely.
Lovely.
Wait, is
Okay.
that the-
Lovelace
Is
is
that
the
the
milk.
name, or is
Okay,
that the,
that's the
like,
name.
what he's saying?
Okay, Lovelace
That's
is the
the
milk
name.
carton.
Got
Kepler
it.
is the box.
Jacoby.
Jacoby is the wine bottle that we drew a pog face on.
Why have you
This is
done
kind of a
this?
bop right now.
It is.
Okay, so I'll figure out. Am I voicing all of them? I don't want to have a conversation with myself.
Wix?
I'll do one of them. You can pick which one.
Wix?
Ah, sure, I'll take one.
I can take Lovelace, I think.
I want the bottle.
That leaves Wix with. I assume. Okay, there's light's shining on Kepler right now, so we know who's talking.
N box.
You get the box, bro.
Wix?
I get the box.
Yeah.
Is that me saying that?
Yes, yes,
No.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh.
realize.
He's talking to the other
Oh,
one.
Lovelace.
Yes.
Lovelace, what form did you have before being reborn?
Mm. Okay.
I think that was a crab.
Come on, I'm being serious. Ashley wouldn't harvest spirit liquid from a crab.
Shut the fuck up. You're assuming an awful lot about us in the show. I like the pog face.
As far as I can remember, I lived above the streets next to the sky. He was a pigeon. Yeah.
So a bird then? Wings and feathers and such?
No, not that. I do remember flying though.
Bat.
Colonel. Oh, were you a sugar glider?
That is. Why did you immediately
Sugar
go
glider?
that is exotic.
That is exotic.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Sugar gliders are great.
Describe.
Did you eat insects and tree sap and flower nectar?
Ah,
You
yes.
can do that and be a human.
Fantastic description. That is familiar.
I wonder where Ashley found you then.
Could have been anything, really. You mentioned bright lights earlier.
I didn't pick that up. That's bullshit.
I'm glad it didn't pick up.
Yeah, I'm
cackling
thinking you
windows.
got hit by a car.
Seems likely. Is that bad? Cringe.
I mean, you're here now, so... A little.
You like it or not?
Shut the fuck up, you fucking
the fuck up.
bitch.
You fight, you
Dude,
gotta fight you.
calm down. I'm still adjusting.
Square up, man. Come on, I'll fight you. Come on.
Fucking
They're jamming.
Destroy me, bitch.
Hey, let's fisticuffs and wisticuffs,
Oh yeah,
my man.
I'm not sure if
That
it's the
means
most important or
we-
pertinent thing, but I saw the order. God damn.
Yeah.
I would like my heart to stop beating.
So,
Thank you.
I'm guessing the game is entirely what it says in the title.
Yeah.
Fight
Club.
Club.
Flight Club! Look at you
You know,
turning
there's a
into.
fight club at my college.
Oh. Studio mode is now available. You
Real?
can now speak to Kashan
Yeah,
to
in
access
one of
studio
the
mode.
basements, one of the dorms, people just box each other.
Damn.
Oh.
It's not organized or anything.
Oh.
People just go down there and
Fight
fight
Club.
each other.
Billiards
They did
too.
what the Academy never could.
Oh my god.
What's this?
This
Run.
seems like maybe an ideal play. It's like exactly 10 o'clock right
Okay,
now.
this is, yeah, I
Wow. Oh
think,
yeah, you're right.
yeah. Beth
Good night.
won. Alright. Not quite sure.
Beth, how
I
are
think,
you?
I think it saves automatically. Oh,
I
no.
mean, you just finished the main thing. Oh, there you go. Oh, that would be cringe. Oh, you can choose what episode you start in though. So it wouldn't have
Yeah.
been-
How do I save?
Oh, maybe you only load. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, it's save. The fuck?
How do I save?
Do you need to? Is there a
You
point
need to
in game
select?
save?
No, it said in the menu option you can save here.
Save, load your progress, but how do I save?
Maybe look
Maybe
it
you
up.
have to select the act? Because this just started, like, right here, right? Like, this is the beginning of Act 3.
No, Rise and Shine happened
No.
a little before.
This is Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine
Yeah,
was
Wait,
the
hang on,
the
hang
knife
on.
stabbing.
Fucking have to
Save.
Google how to save.
Bro.
How to
That's
save
great.
in Necrobarista? Please help!
In-
Oh my
Press
god!
the save button.
Fucking top tier
Press
level
the
design.
save
For
button.
game design.
Ladies and gentlemen, quality,
man.
true quality content brought to
And
you
I was
by
hoping
N.
this game would have at least some breathing room so we could talk about things that weren't, like, related at all. Because I was going to spend half an hour bitching about how I have to learn a new programming language to make the Discord bot work after New Year.
Counterpoint, just who cares? Don't make the Discord bot.
But it's funny.
That is debatable.
The bot is hilarious. I don't know.
That
You don't
is
know what you're
debatable.
talking about.
There's
Uh-huh.
nothing on Google about how to save the game. I have
It is,
no clue
well-
how to save.
just leave it open.
No.
I mean, like, worst case scenario,
We
like,
can just
are we gonna?
skip all the
Are we gonna?
dialogue.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
just skip all the
Are you gonna
dialogue.
stream this again, or?
Yeah, I will.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Are you just gonna skip all the story things?
Oh,
Yo!
Oh,
Hey.
Concept art.
concept
Is this-
art.
Forehead.
Where
iPad
what did you do? What's going on? How did we start by trying to save and then end up here?
It's
It's
concept
in the
art.
menu.
It's in the menu,
That's
it's in the menu.
cool.
Man,
That's fair enough, you know.
Ah, they have concept art.
I do.
Could have been rainbow.
fuck,
Where'd
rainbow?
that go?
Oh, I think that's like just the layers of her hair.
Yeah, that would also make
That's
sense.
locked. Oh wait, hang on.
I think fair.
Ooh,
My cat's here.
more concept art.
This is cool.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I thought it wouldn't load.
Man,
More concept art.
This is cool. Go to Ashley's
Okay, this is
Journal
epic.
1.
Oh, there's the gremlin.
Oh, the gremlin.
And there she
Okay.
is.
The he gremlin.
And there's
She-
Lovelace. Judgment 1. Oh, this is Ned?
Mirror Maddie, what?
Mirror Maddie's how effect? What?
Silhouette. Maybe?
Oh, silhouette,
Oh
silhouette.
yeah, silhouette. Yeah.
Oh, Mirror
Are we
Maddie's
spoiling
silhouette.
ourselves?
No.
Hello,
the
cat.
the note's saying to like mirror to like mimic Maddie's silhouette, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is.
It's Che.
It's Che.
It's Chet Scrumbly.
Oh, there we go. It was just being finicky. Ooh, this
Yo.
is cool. Honestly, the fact that they have concept art and everything in game is just the coolest thing.
It's pretty great.
There are a lot of games that used to do that. I don't know what happened to it. like-
yeah.
Oh man. I think
Thinking about alchemy.
has anyone here ever heard
Oh,
of
boy.
BitTrip?
Oh, storyboards.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck. That's Shrek. No. Looks like Shrek.
Why do I see one of the storyboards is a knife flying towards somebody's head?
Because that's exactly what happened. Because remember how I said Ashley had her copy with 15 shots?
Ah. I missed knife violence? God damn.
You did!
Hey, cat, don't step on my keyboard. Come on.
Dude, step on.
You're better than this.
Cat, no! Cat!
Cat TM.
Unspecified cat name. Come on. Come on down there.
I don't
You
want to
go.
leak your cat's name. Yeah, that.
Dox your cat,
I don't
dox your
wanna-
cat.
I'm not doxing my cat.
Dox your cat! Dox your cat!
No, never, never.
Who's
The
this?
cat's name is Thrimba. We all know it.
Fuck.
That's one the Billards man.
Oh,
Paul and Andrew. Neither of those were in the story.
Yeah,
was
neither of
Darren.
Oh
them.
my fucking god. She's putting
Why
all
is
her
there
weight
Batman
on
with
one
a,
leg.
There was Batman with a fucking backwards baseball hat in there.
Hey.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
terminal house rules. Keep it balanced.
Cat.
Full first design.
Cat, please don't knock anything over while you're up here. That'd be very greatly appreciated, thank you. This is
Got it
my
24
water.
hours.
My water, not yours. You have your water upstairs. Come on
Opening
down to the
storyboard.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, this is the anime opening.
Oh, yeah.
Then that's it.
think
We
that's
get the rest
everything.
from reading everything else. Hang on. I want to see. I think I can probably save once I get out of here.
What are you up
Citation
to? What are
needed?
you doing, Cat? Eh.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Gashan's footsteps echoed in a way that startled him. Were his footsteps always so loud? Perhaps it was just the contrast with the surrounding environment, which seemed to completely silent, that made his footsteps so jarringly loud as he walked along the catwalk. He was on a catwalk. Why was he on a catwalk? There seemed to be a
cat.
gaping space below him, filled with some sort of mist that he couldn't see through. It was fog-like, and yet, despite the fog that lapped at his feet, the air felt so dry. The air was thick here. As he breathed heavily, Kashan felt an overwhelming sweet, sickly odor, like the smell of wet or rotting wood. But all he could see around him were steel beams and a concrete pad in front of him. Was it rust that he was smelling? No, he knew the smell of rust. This was different. The smell was somehow organic, like the smell of a forest after a fresh rainfall. Kashan shivered. Far in the distance, he could see what looked like a building of some sort, so far away that it made the structure he was in his inside feel almost tunnel-like, as if its only purpose was to convey him to that distant building. He continued walking forward, but as he walked, the building seemed to be growing more and more distant. He quickened his pace, and as he walked faster, he could feel himself moving through the thick, stifling air. Wait, stifling. Yeah, as
Stifling, but yeah.
shut up. Sorry, thank you. Stifling air. Yet, as he looked down, he could see the texture of the catwalk in front of him unchanged, as though he were walking in place. Gashan started to turn backwards, but he saw only a blinding light. His eyes immediately shut, and when he opened them, he was again facing into the tunnel, with the distant building at the center of his view. He tried turning around, but every time he tried to turn his head, his eyes involuntarily shut at the sight of the light, and he was forced to close his eyes or look away, always confronted with the sight of the small hut when he opened his eyes. His heart pounded violently inside his chest. The tunnel was so quiet that he could hear his own heartbeat, feel his own pulse inside of his head. Something about this place felt deeply, incredibly wrong. Get back. I have to get back. He tried turning again, and this time found himself unable to even begin rotating his body before his eyes snapped shut, placing him in a world of darkness until he opened them again and was confronted with the sight of the small hut in distance, now looking far more far away than ever.
Wait, I thought we were done for the night.
Yeah, I thought we were too.
I want to read this to get back to the cafe and hopefully save. I have to get back. Kishan
There
kept
will be no such
facing
thing
the
as
building
saving.
and
Have
took
to
a
get
step
back.
backward. As he placed his foot on the ground, he felt a gust of wind to knock him forward. He let out a yelp of terror. Instinctively, his hand reached for the opposite edges of the catwalk as he fell, trying to steady himself for fear of falling off. The catwalk was wide enough that his body
Bye,
didn't
cat.
land close enough to the edge that to have been a risk, and yet as he looked toward the edge, he felt a growing sense of dread that there was something down there that could capture him if he allowed it to catch even the smallest hold of him. Almost as he thought it, he felt the sensation of something pressing against his legs. He stumbled to his feet. He ran forward. The hut ahead of him seemed to grow no closer as he ran, but he ran all the same, running not to reach a destination, but to be away from whatever it was that was behind him. Moments ago, his only thought was an overwhelming desire to turn back, a worry that he was somehow trapped in here. But now that worry was replaced with an overwhelming sense of dread that propelled him forward. He had been pushed forward by something. Something was behind him. Kashan leaned forward and ran. He was no runner. He often found himself winded when forced to climb more than one flight of stairs.
Hey, winded.
Winded. And yet
There you
he
go.
ran and felt no sense of tiredness holding him back, no need to catch his breath. Maybe it was the thick air here that somehow never allowed him to run out of breath. Maybe it was the fear of whatever was behind him that was strong. Kashan felt the air stinging at his eyes as he ran. By now he was running so fast that the thick air felt like a hot wind on his face. Tears began running down his face, but he couldn't find it in him to raise a hand to wipe at his eyes. That would mean slowing his sprint. So he closed his eyes, fully aware that he was running down a catwalk that had no handrail on either side. At this point he didn't care. He ran and ran. Long after the tears on his face had dried, Kashan realized that he could only hear the sound of his own feet as they struck at the catwalk. He couldn't even hear the rush of wind, as it seemed to buffet his face. There was no sound of anyone or anything pursuing him. Perhaps there was no pursuer at all. He allowed himself to open his eyes and look down. He looked over his shoulder. This time there was no blinding light, only a distant glow, like the light at the end of a tunnel of a long tunnel. Only a distant glow like the light at the end of a long tunnel. In a way, it was the light at the end of a long tunnel, and in observing— wait, what? In a way, it was the light at the end of a long tunnel, and in observing the dim glow of the distant light, Kashan suddenly realized just how far he had run. He turned around and saw the building right in front of him. It had windows that were covered in the same fog that covered the ground around him. Kashan reached for the door handle. He half expected to be locked and felt a moment of panic as the handle bowed under the pressure of his hand. Was he ready to face whatever was on the other side of that door? Did he even want to enter? Did he have a choice? What was it that awaited him inside this building? Answers or more baffling questions? Kashan looked down the tunnel and suddenly felt
He's a
cold.
sassy barista.
Whatever this place was, he needed to escape it, and the only
This is
form—
Go ahead, continue, sorry.
and the only
wait,
form of
stop.
egress that seemed available to him was the door of this building. He leaned on the handle and felt the door swing open. And that's it.
Could have been accomplished. That could have been accomplished in like a 30-second.
This is a game about a barista. I have to remind myself of that.
Yeah. A necromancer barista.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
name of the
The
game.
first
Wow,
thing,
what
the
a
first
shock.
thing when that I thought of when I like heard, oh hey, this is the game. It's called Necrobarista, because I immediately thought of that one other game, Valhalla, from like several years ago.
Mhm.
And it was also about a bartender, and I never played it because I think it was also like, I don't know.
I can't hit it. Escape?
Oh, it's
Hitting escape does nothing.
Well,
Sure.
when in doubt, Alt F4.
we will be playing this game for the rest of time.
I suppose. Hang on, let me try. Or everything could just be frozen?
You can interact with the
fun.
sign up there.
I can. I can't.
Nope. Okay, the game's fucked. Just end it. You can start at episode 3 and skip all the dialogue.
I could. But alright, yeah. In lieu of the game breaking and us and I still don't have any idea how to save. But
What if you just leave the bar?
I can't.
Oh,
But
Oh, would
just
it?
don't forget
Get
you're
up
here
and walk
forever.
out.
yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for stopping
I
by.
leave.
Come join the Discord server if you would like. We have fun here, probably, I swear. But
Help us, help us, help us.
you are stuck
Save
here
us,
forever.
save us, save us.
But yeah. This is the last stream of the year. we'll be seeing you guys next year.
See you
Mommy!
guys in a few days.
I think I'm gonna kill.
But yeah, come join the
Oh, I
Discord
wish I
server.
had some glass to break. Oh, I have my cup. No.
Crimes you
But-
commit this year don't apply to next year, right?
What?
What?
Never mind. Okay, bye.
Anyway, yeah, we'll see you
Bye.
guys. We'll see you guys next year. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.